This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part. Q95.5.
Buzz Adams, you had the morning show. Buzz Adams, you say you're not liberal. Buzz Adams, you hang out with Nostradamus. Buzz Adams, they ain't no fried chicken you can pass. Buzz Adams, you'll have me laughing until my boss shows up and says quit slacking. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, dun-dun, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dun, dun-dun, ba-dum.
Why are you up so early?
Why are you up so early?
Early bird gets the worm. And also,
Going to be a terrific show.
Tuesday morning show.
It's a terrific Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. That's terrific.
What's terrific?
My favorite show.
Favorite show.
Terrific. That's just terrific. This is just terrific. Terrific Tuesday.
Let's get ready for showtime.
Wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back. Only on 95.5 The Q.
Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome everybody to our Tuesday show. Not just any Tuesday. Election Day. I've got the paper all shredded up over here.
Shredded?
Well, you know, I cut the newspaper to get the stories that I want.
True.
Final polls, Harris, Trump in dead heat.
Dead heat.
Let's see. Texas tells U.S. Justice Department that federal election monitors aren't allowed in polling places. Interesting that.
What?
The state of Texas has said, hey, your federal election watchers are not supposed to be in Texas polling places. Anticipate delays. Some states aren't able to start counting absentee ballots until November 5th. So, the thing about our elections is they're done differently in different states. Some of the differences are minuscule. A few of the states have a rule that you can't start casting absentee ballots until Election Day. When will the Texas results come in? Polls close at 7 o'clock on Election Day. Election officials begin to post early voting totals that will give Texans their first glimpse of results sometime after 7 o'clock. I'm just reading some of the stories here, but you know what's going on. This is good news. A giant comet's headed our way. It's going to wipe out all of humanity.
Oh, thank God.
Welcome, everybody, to the show for today. Joanna's back after a couple of days off. Did you really tie one on for Halloween?
Oh, my God.
What happened?
Oh, everything after the parade is a blur.
Just a blur.
It was a good Halloween. Thank you very much.
Hey, here's a call that we got right at the end of the show yesterday, okay?
Okay.
All right, listen.
Calling it now. Nico has a show at 10. Nico is going to be late or not coming in tomorrow at all. Calling it now, 9:55 a.m.
He had a show yesterday?
That's why this call came in at the very end of the show. Nico last thing announced, hey, I have a show at such and such a place. And it's at 10 p.m. And
Really? At 10 at night?
And that's what led to this call.
Calling it now. Nico has a show at 10. Nico is going to be late or not coming in tomorrow at all. Calling it now, 9:55 a.m.
If he's not going to be in, he needs to let me know.
Let's get a look at El Paso weather as we wait to see if the prophecy comes true. And this is the Golfer's Forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Don't forget, you can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Sunny today, 66, mid-60s for the high temperature. Winds are going to stay light between 5 and 10 miles an hour. In my book, that's an A+. So,
right.
Great day for golf today. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We're going to see some clouds moving in, which may lead to some rain, but not until Thursday. So Wednesday's forecast tomorrow, mostly sunny, 72. Winds are going to be around 10 miles an hour. I get that in A as well. And then we're really going to see a change in the weather. Some rain is moving through. It's going to get even cooler. Thursday's high temperature, Joanna. High temperature, 55 degrees.
Brr.
And we're going to call it 30 to 40% chance of rain, but that is going to be for most of the day Thursday, starting in the early morning hours, and then on through the day. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday rolls around, seeing hardly any chance of rain on any of those days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all seem to be almost completely sunshine. Friday, 55 for the high. Overnight lows are going to be in the 30s, Joanna. Have you turned your heater on in your house yet?
Yeah, we did.
I haven't felt like I've needed it yet, but it's getting close.
It's getting there.
Lows are going to be in the 30s, 55 the high on Friday, 60 on Saturday, and then all the way up to 67 on Sunday. This golfer's forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Get ready for some fun. It's the Turkey Shoot Tournament coming up at Painted Dunes on November the 23rd. Two-person teams in a 666 format. There's prizes to win. You could win a turkey. Secure your spot today. Enjoy a fantastic day of golf. Get a friend, get a teammate. 18 holes, cart, green fee, meals, beverages, and prizes all come as part of the deal. Deadline to enter is November 18th. Call Painted Dunes at the Pro Shop, 915-821-2122. That's 915-821-2122. Or visit painteddunes.com for more details. Well, look who saunters in. Don't know if you this I take from your wild gesticulations that you heard us take a phone call on the way in.
I heard that call when it came in yesterday.
Calling it now. Nico has a show at 10. Nico is going to be late or not coming in tomorrow at all.
Wait.
Calling it now, 9:55 a.m.
So
You're late to work. Who gets a
I'm not late.
Nico.
What?
If anything, I'm on time.
No.
This is on time for Nico, actually. So, yeah.
Show starts at
If
6.
I was late,
This is late,
isn't late.
by any standard.
This isn't late at all.
You see how, honey, we already started the show?
else here, bitch.
You see how when you walked in, Buzz and I were already on air?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think that counts as late, honey.
No.
Kids who have not yet worked your first job. Nico is a unicorn. There's just something. People have been fired for much less than as much as Nico's
Kids
been late.
It's if you're like 30 minutes late, something's wrong. Okay, you need to really look at your life. If
What?
like 30
You're
minutes late.
routinely at least 30 minutes late. That happens.
No, I'm not.
Happens at least once a month.
No, it does. Well, or maybe once a month.
Yeah, maybe once a month. You're 30 minutes late.
Maybe once a month.
How did your gig
That's
go?
pretty-
Tell me about your gig last
It was
night.
awesome. I had such a good time last night in the
Where
Northeast.
was it?
In the Northeast. I was right by Joanna's house.
Were
Actually,
you at Incredibles?
it was in front of Joanna's house. We were performing for
That's what that was.
her neighbors. No, it was at High Times Bar and Grill. Do you know where that is, Joanna?
High times.
Sounds like it's in New Mexico, if you know what I mean.
Shut up. It's where the Aviators used to be in the Northeast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
that Aviators was
Aviators.
great.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was really good.
Many fond memories.
Yeah, I have those soon. Anyways, good times. Didn't get started till like 10:45.
Damn.
You know,
Wow. Catch some sleep last night, or were you just too jazzed up with that comedy mojo?
I had like 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's still good.
I've heard him talking, about the election. Well, come on, let's face it, for 2 years, but really ramped up this week.
For some reason, this week is the week that they're talking about it a lot.
And they're talking about, like, I heard different speakers at different times of the day on different shows say, not on Fox, of course, but, the regular news, that it could be that Madison Square Garden rally a week ago Sunday that spells doom for Trump's chances. Because I guess Puerto Ricans are really upset. Now, here's the thing. Trump didn't say it. I mean, he said some bad stuff about Puerto Rico in the past, but he didn't say it. His vice president didn't say it. Comedian Tony Hinchcliffe said it.
Yeah.
I wonder how it feels if you're Tony Hinchcliffe. And I guess he was there because he's a Trump supporter, or was he just there because lulz?
He is a Trump
He's
supporter.
a Trump supporter. How would you feel as a Trump supporter if it turns out that you affected the outcome of the election in a negative way for your preferred candidate?
We don't know what's going to happen. Why are you speculating so wildly about what's going to happen
That's all
today?
you can do today. Nothing, no results
but
are in.
speculate.
All you can do is speculate wildly.
Happy Election Day to those who celebrate.
I can speculate or I can expectorate. You tell me which you prefer.
I want to be on pins and needles the whole day. I mean, I don't want to jinx anything.
I'm not jinxing anything. I'm just saying, as a comedian, how is it like? I did a couple of jokes about Puerto Ricans, and my guy lost the election because of it.
Yeah, that would suck.
Not for me, it would. I think it was hilarious.
Don't jinx it.
No, shut
Don't
up, Buzz.
jinx it. What is wrong with you?
All right. Joanna Barba's back, so she'll have the Hollywood
What
Cheesemate. Nico filled in on the Cheesemate.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah? How'd it go?
Good, fine.
Chili dog wonder. It's like,
Sucking on a chili dog outside the taste freeze.
what's wrong with you?
You said chili dog.
Chili dog.
Triggered it.
It's
Chili
like
dog.
it's like when in old timey movies when people would say Niagara Falls. No, nothing.
What the hell is Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls. Slowly I turned. No, it was on Lucy.
You know the worst part? Yesterday, I made like some references to some friends we were just hanging out at a table before the show started, and they did not get the references. And
And what were they to? Like Clarissa Explains It All? or
no, they
something?
were too old for them.
They were too old for you.
I guess the references were too. I guess there's some player named something Diggs from football, because I don't know if anybody watches the
Well,
football
there's
game.
two.
From
There,
football?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
Stefan
From
and
the football?
From the
Yeah.
football, there's a guy named Diggs.
there are
and
two of them. They're brothers.
And I was joking. I was like, right, yeah, his brother Tay Diggs.
Oh, and they were too old to know
And they
who
were like,
Tay Diggs.
who's Tay Diggs?
Oh, no.
And then I had to pull out my phone and like it really. Now I know how you feel. It really, really sucks the joke out of any funniness.
Yeah. Blunts the edge.
Yeah, it really does.
Joanna, what do you have coming up in the Hollywood Cheesemate?
Okay, did you guys talk about James Vanderbeek yesterday?
We
We
did.
did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Nico covered that. So
I was very thorough.
give us a
did you?
reminder though. James Vanderbeek is on the real Full Monty, or he was going to.
He has cancer, and he's
has
like
cancer.
he's doing stuff for cancer.
Yeah, but this show was for
For
cancer
cancer.
research.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
That's all
the
I got.
story.
I'll come back to me later.
Also, Teddy Mellencamp, we did that one.
Yeah, Teddy Mellencamp.
She sucks on chili dogs, I guess.
She must have. Her dad is John Mellencamp. Okay.
Chili dog in our app chat wants to know if you got your candy apple, Joanna.
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because nobody at the parade was selling any.
That little
Remember,
truck?
We passed by
Yeah.
that little truck, and I asked people, do they have candy apples? And they said no.
They got caramel covered.
I didn't want that. No,
They got-
I have
they
not
got
gotten
covered
a candy
with
apple.
chopped
I did
nuts.
have a shot called candy apple. On
Hey,
Halloween, so I guess that
ho.
helps.
Yeah. How did that work out for you?
It went great.
Yeah.
So
Tastes
Joanna,
like a candy apple.
Yeah, it's good.
Joanna did something at the Halloween parade, which is still making me chuckle.
What'd I do?
I don't know. She looked at me, and Joanna has always said this since I've known her, that Halloween does something to her.
I hate Halloween.
What happened?
I'm so happy. You didn't ruin your costume, did you? You should not ruin that.
I did not ruin my
It looked too good on you. Halloween messes me up
Yeah.
in the sense that I see all these guys in like these really good costumes,
And,
and
like-
it's like I know they don't dress like that every year, but my heart doesn't know it.
Yeah.
You know?
So she's easily falls in love easily
I
on
fall
Halloween.
in love real easily on Halloween.
Yeah.
That's why I had to go to the gay bar.
At the toolbox, right?
Yeah.
You fall in love at the toolbox.
So during
Have you ever heard about the dog who kept barking up the wrong tree?
So she looked at me for some reason on Halloween. She's like, Halloween does something to me. I don't know. I got to get out of here.
Okay, listen. We've got today.
I missed you.
I do that every year to Miko.
We've got Today in Sound Clips on the way this morning. We'll have that coming up here in just a few moments.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 5th.
If you have not done so already, join the circus, cast your vote. It is Election Day in the USA. It's also American Football Day, celebrating our nation's most popular sport other than politics. If you wanted to buy the Dallas Cowboys, it'd set you back a cool $11 billion. Oh, I get it. And it's National Redhead Day, so high five a ginger. Happy Election Day. And that's your daily calendar.
Double G here. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show at 10, featured double shots throughout the day.
From Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Oh, we're back.
Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the Morning Show. 95.5 The Q.
We have gotten so many calls since yesterday's show. I could probably put together a whole segment of just people calling in and talking about the importance of voting and what elections mean to them. And we got a lot of calls, but I got one I want to play for Joanna because I bet you didn't expect us to be talking about this topic while you were gone. All right.
Hey, what's up, Mo Show? It's Big Paulie again.
Hey, Paulie.
So, I wanted to bring back that cocoa melon topic you were talking about yesterday. I cannot get away from cocoa melon. And, you know, sometimes I'll be finding myself after I drop off my daughter, wherever we're going, you know, and we listen to a little cocoa melon on the way because it's on Spotify. I find myself actually just dozing off, you know, driving back home or whatever, not even realizing it. And cocoa melon's still playing. Man, I don't know what it is about the music, but it really knows how to tune out these brains, man. I don't know. But also, I wanted to bring up, Nico, the difference from you and Buzz is Buzz went from rags to riches. You know, he eventually earned his wealth. Nico, you went from riches to rags. You know?
I'm sorry. I didn't know they took a shot at you there.
Oh, you didn't? Why were you guys talking about cocoa melon?
Okay, so my mom has found a new purpose in her life at the age of 88. She babysits the pastor's 3-year-old.
Okay.
Does she like
cute.
it?
Yeah, oh, yeah, she loves it. You know, it reminds her of when my brother and I were little. Knees and toes, knees and toes.
Oh, man.
So there's a spinoff?
Cocoa melon dominated my house for a while.
When?
When my cousin and her baby were living with me.
Right, because your nephews would be way too old.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a spinoff of Baby Shark.
Baby
Shut up.
Shark. Baby Shark.
No, stop.
Papa Shark.
We don't need to do that.
All right.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Oh, man.
Peekaboo.
Yeah, that's like the level of songwriting there for Cocoa Melon.
I give that a Grammy. I don't know.
I would watch it, and the whole time I'm like, what do the baby's parents do? They have such a nice house.
Ooh.
And 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids, nice house.
Nice ass house with a nice pool.
Do you
and
ever
a
find
pool
out?
House. No. And they're just there all day, like head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
They never leave them with a sitter to go to work or anything.
Exactly, right? So what the hell are they doing?
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. It is Election Day, everybody.
Hey, before you get into sound clips, I have.
I just played the thing.
I know, but this is interesting. So the first city to vote is
Gobbler's Knob.
It's Dixville Notch.
Dixville Notch. That's where the stupid the groundhog is, right? Yeah.
So,
Gobbler's knob.
it's not called that.
And it's actually what?
Gobbling a knob? What is it?
That's Punxsutawney.
Yeah, that's the one where the groundhog comes out of the ground. Gobbler's
Anyways,
knob.
The first city.
Gobbler's knob.
The first city to vote is called Dixville Notch, and they voted at midnight already. And it only has 6 people.
Oh, right.
Wait, does that mean all of these folks had to get up at midnight
and vote?
They couldn't wait until 6 a.m.?
It's a tradition. They like to be the first to vote.
I told you about all these weird traditions this morning.
So do you know how it went and who won?
I think I know
what state's it in?
That doesn't matter.
No, it totally matters.
Oh, trust
it's New
me,
Hampshire, bro. So whatever.
This doesn't matter.
It really doesn't
for
matter.
The results.
There's 6 people. What do you think?
6 people. Guess how they voted?
6 people in a town?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Trump town to me.
No, it was 3 and 3.
It was a tie.
It was a tie.
Split?
Yeah.
God, it really is neck and neck.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. That's what I was trying to get at.
I don't know if you saw this guy going off on people. And this is the Pennsylvania Secretary of the Commonwealth, Al Schmidt. He was telling people that they're not going to put up with anybody intimidating other people at the polls. I think that was him anyway. Maybe I got the wrong guy here. But we're going to hear from Pennsylvania Secretary Al Schmidt, told NBC News that laws in his state prevent the opening and processing of early ballots before 7 a.m. on Election Day, which means they probably just started tabulating those early ballots.
It leads to a perception that things are delayed in Pennsylvania. And they're not delayed at all. It's just the process.
Okay, so their rule is you cannot even start counting until 7 a.m. on Election Day, those early ballots in the state of Pennsylvania, or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Schmidt said the delay between Election Day and the final results creates challenge.
We've seen that as a real period of vulnerability for people to try to undermine confidence in the results.
And here is Daniel Baxter, the chief operating officer for Detroit elections. And here he is outlining security measures.
We now have bulletproof glass on the front of our building. We have more cameras. We have a panic button.
Yeah, a panic button. So they have beefed up security for something that was up until very, very recently a fairly peaceful and orderly process. What has changed in America that would make it that they need a panic button at an election, a polling office? Now, here's the guy I was talking about earlier. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner warned troublemakers. If anybody goes to a polling place and makes trouble, F around, and, well, you know the rest.
Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs. We do have the jail cells.
He used the phrase F around and find out multiple times in that one speech. Federal agencies say last night that a video on X that falsely seemed to show a former Arizona aide confessing to a plot to rig the state's elections was the work of Russian propagandists. If Elon Musk loves America so much, if he really loves America so much as an immigrant, why would he let Russian propagandist videos on his site?
I am a free speech absolutist.
As of yesterday, 20 states had placed a total of around 250 National Guard troops on state active duty orders or are preparing to activate troops for support during and after the election. All right. There was an officer convicted of murder in the shooting of Andre Hill. This happened in Ohio. Former Columbus, Ohio police officer Adam Coy was found guilty of murder by a jury yesterday for the December 2020 killing of Andre Hill. Coy told jurors during the trial that he fired on Hill because he thought he had a gun, which seems to be like the get out of jail thing. Hey, man, I thought he had a gun. Yeah, they didn't find a gun on him. Yeah, but I thought he had one. Prosecutors asked that Coy, the police officer who's undergoing cancer treatment, be sentenced immediately, but Judge Stephen McIntosh set a sentencing date of November 25th. Here's Judge McIntosh reading out the verdict reached on the charge of murder against Columbus police officer Adam Coy.
As to count 1, we, the jury, being duly empowered and sworn, to find the defendant Adam Coy guilty of murder as he stands charged in count 1 of the indictment, signed this 4th day of November 2024.
And Jason Kelsey is talking about the viral video of him smashing a heckler's phone. Don't know if you saw this, Joanna.
I did, yeah.
But Jason Kelsey grabbed some, it looked like a college kid at Penn State game, and smashed it on the ground. Well, on the Monday Night Football pregame show, Kelsey apologized.
Listen, I'm not happy with anything that took place. I'm not proud of it. And, in a heated moment, I chose to greet hate with hate. And I just don't think that that's a productive thing. I really don't.
Do you know what the guy had said about Travis that set him off?
He's talking to you, Joanna.
I don't know what the guy said, but
he called him the F word for gay.
Gay, but the reason...
He was like, your brother's dating Taylor Swift. What a F word.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to see what it was that the guy said that made him do that.
It also, Buzz pointed out, that doesn't make sense. You can't be an F word for dating
Yeah, right. You can't call somebody the F slur for gay.
The logic behind that is a bit flawed, but I guess go off,
You're right. So he just takes his phone and then...
Right, I did see that video.
But then he started calling him the F word.
Right, but then Travis, then Jason Kelsey called him the same slur
No,
like
you
3
are.
times. Right. Who's a... That used to be one of the most popular words in my vocabulary back in the day. It was like Bill and Ted. Everybody was, F word this, F word that.
Oh, one of our app chat messengers who is, I think, a troll. But he says Elon Musk pushing Russia propaganda like you guys pushing BS Russia propaganda for 4 years.
Oh, no. All of that stuff was true.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Trump was an agent for Russia.
He definitely was.
Definitely.
Okay. A museum in the Spokane Valley, I guess that's Washington, right, had to call in a bomb squad.
Oh, no.
Because people donate things to the Spokane Valley Heritage Museum, including artillery, shells, and bullets. One of the residents donated all of these things. Here's Jane Singleton, the founder of the museum, talking about the bomb squad coming in over this donation.
We do war exhibits, but it's best to go and get the expertise of someone like the bomb squad or the police department. It's good to know that we have those types of individuals willing to come out. We just stood off to the side and waited to find out, are these shells okay to keep in inventory and to display at some point?
Well, I found this missile in my basement. Do you want it?
You got a bayonet by any chance? It was an exciting game, and it went to overtime on Monday Night Football, but the Kansas City Chiefs managed to remain unbeaten. The NFL's only undefeated team this season, also the reigning Super Bowl champions. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buccaneers last night in overtime. It was a rainy night in Kansas City. Here's the final call. It ends on a touchdown. Chiefs 30, Tampa Bay 24.
Here is Hunt for the touchdown. Kansas City remains unbeaten. 8-0 in a win in overtime.
All right. Got a couple other clips since we were talking about the election. Let's hear the finishing push from both of the candidates on election eve. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump made their last pitch to voters. The Harris campaign says they believe momentum is on their side after Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden last week. Here is Vice President Kamala Harris.
I stand here proud of my longstanding commitment to Puerto Rico and her people, and I will be a president for all Americans.
And polls show Harris and Trump in a virtual tie in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. So that's where Trump was at a rally in Reading, Pennsylvania. Trump told supporters to get out there.
If we win Pennsylvania, not me, if we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole ball of wax.
We win the whole ball of wax. We win the whole ball of wax. And this is a pretty uplifting day. I find clip for Election Day. I find it uplifting anyway. Here is an 89-year-old Lyft driver. An 89-year-old Lyft driver. You think you get a discount if an 89-year-old shows up to drive you? This Lyft driver is African American, and he's talking about why he always takes the time to go vote. And it has to do with he couldn't always vote his entire life.
I was 30 years old before I could vote. I was born in 1935. Civil rights movement was high when I was about 30, 35 years old. I had seen so many young men and women die because of a right to vote. And I said, I got to vote. The people have to realize the price that was paid for them to vote. I've been driving Lyft for 9 years. Even when I drive locals, I ask them, have they registered to vote? A lot of them say, my vote doesn't count. Oh, yes, it does. One vote can change a conversation. One vote can change a whole society.
And Lyft is offering discounts to people if they get a ride to the polls today. I see it going something like this. This is the destination? Yep. This is a Chipotle. How could we motivate you to vote? How about an Election Day beat mix?
Okay.
You want a beat mix? Here goes.
It's Election Day across the country.
And don't forget to vote. On Election Day.
Vote. What are you doing? You're just sitting there.
Vote.
Vote.
Please vote.
Vote, please.
95.5 KLAQ.
And Miller Lite is Cowboys touchdown getaway. Details at KLAQ.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, Joanna's going to have the Hollywood Cheesemate coming up top of the hour. I'm going to read some of the... Okay, so these are election polls about things other than which candidate are you going to vote for.
Okay, that sounds more interesting than anything.
Okay, all right. So just to give you an example, one of them is they asked a bunch of people in the survey, and one of the questions they asked was, if you could sell your vote for $5,000, would you sell your vote?
Oh, no.
Wait, Joanna, you said no, you wouldn't?
I'm just saying, no, that's a terrible question.
Right. If you could sell your vote for $5,000.
I really need $5,000 right now. I don't know how much I need that vote.
Do I need 5,000 or do I need more than 5,000? How badly do you want my vote?
Well, it's Texas. He's going to get all our electoral votes anyway. So.
True.
But it's questions like
Okay.
that, in that vein.
Fun election
Hey,
question.
also, I have to shout out our listener who went to the KLAQ mobile app and left us a message. Lizzie Chu talking about Cocoa Melon.
Yeah. I've discovered a whole new world.
Have you seen the school teacher in Cocoa Melon, Miss Appleberry? Apparently, she's popular with the guys.
Is she really? I'm familiar with Miss Appleberry.
You know Miss Appleberry?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Cocoa Melon.
My God.
Apple Bottom is more like it.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Let's talk UTEP Miners football. I know. I'm as shocked as you that they're continuing.
Stop. We love our Miners.
But we are going to have one more Miner football game on KLAQ due to a scheduling conflict. this week's minor football game against Kennesaw State is going to air on KLAQ. Now, I know you know KLAQ is the home of the Dallas Cowboy broadcast, but also the UTEP Miners, especially when there's some kind of conflict. Broadcast live from the Sun Bowl starts with the pregame show at 1 o'clock this Saturday. After each game, Minor Talk with Adrian Broadus airs on 600 ESPN El Paso. Your chance to call in and share your thoughts. UTEP is 1-8. Kennesaw State is 1-7. Is this UTEP's chance to actually win another game? That's actually on the stuff. That's actually in there. I don't know. Is it? This is the last home game of the season, too. So we're going to get out and see the Miners. Saturday's your last chance to do it without traveling. If you can't make it out, you can hear all the action right here on 95.5 KLAQ. Let's go ahead and get to the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events for today. Take a look at what's going on the Mo Show calendar today. Don't worry, I got it. Today's election day.
What does that mean? That's part of the calendar.
That's part of the calendar.
He couldn't get the calendar. He just said today's
No, it's on there.
Oh,
that's the funny part. It is on there.
It is on there.
Yeah, it's even highlighted. Election day.
But he also was looking for time.
Today is Firewood Day.
Oh, hey.
I got a life hack for you.
Okay.
Just ask your coworkers to give you all their trash.
You can pay somebody for firewood.
You should.
They'll deliver a truckload,
guys.
but it's going to be hundreds of dollars.
You should pay for your firewood.
No. Or my life hack.
No.
You drive around. If you got a pickup, it makes it easier. You drive around and you look for random wood on the side of the road. It's all over the place. You
Buzz
can
is
barely
looking for random wood.
Once you start
on Alameda.
Listen to me. Once you start looking
after midnight.
It's all out there, man.
Yeah.
Nobody pays attention to it.
Free
Once you start looking,
free wood, random wood is on corners all across the city.
I find next to a railroad track is also a very good place for discarded woods.
Getting rails.
Well, I don't know what you guys are. You guys trying to make this naughty? I'm trying to do a search. Are you trying to make this?
You're the one who said you're going around looking for random wood.
Finding it on the street. God, you don't even pay for wood.
But you know,
proudly declared it.
You know, the context is that it's Firewood Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's how we got here.
Yeah, it's Firewood Day. Yeah, I'll just go out in my truck, some boots, some gloves. Shh. Got enough fire for 6 months.
Got enough random wood.
Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going into business.
Should talk to a doctor.
I'll bring you a bunch of firewood.
Buzz is willing to trade
but it's
wood.
just going to be like random pieces of like a broken up pallet and part of a white picket fence. It's going to be whatever you get. Birthdays. We're going to go through birthdays. We just heard from birthday boy Jason Kelsey, who is 37. I will never say a negative word about his brother Travis in front of Jason Kelsey. I just got a brand new phone. Odell Beckham Jr., a star in the NFL, is 32 today. And Johnny Greenwood, guitarist from Radiohead, is 53. Also, actor Sam Rockwell is 56. You a Sam Rockwell fan?
Love him.
Yeah, I think he's great. So he won Best Supporting Actor. Can you name the movie that he won Best Supporting Actor in?
Okay, wait. I remember seeing him at the Oscars. What did he... 3 billboards outside... I don't remember what.
Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. Is it that one?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice job, Jonna.
Believe it or not, I think the first thing that I ever saw him in or really took notice was Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah. He plays Guy.
Yeah.
The red shirt.
He's got no, man, I got a red shirt on. Have you ever watched this show? I'm going to die. What a great movie Galaxy
really
Quest
good.
is. Famke Janssen, who played Jean
Storm.
Grey, or who?
Oh, no, not Storm.
Not Storm.
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. Marvel Girl, who became Phoenix, who became Dark Phoenix. I know all of her incarnations. Famke Janssen is 60. Former child star Tatum O'Neal is 61. She's also the youngest Oscar winner ever. She won Best Supporting Actress. Now, if you get this one, I'll be blown over. Tatum O'Neal won her Best Supporting Actress. She was 10 years old when she won, not like a kid's Oscar, an actual Oscar.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't know that one.
Paper Moon, 1974.
Is that with her dad?
Yeah, her dad, Ryan O'Neal, was in it.
I was going to ask you, do you know who her dad was?
Ryan O'Neal.
And
her stepmom was Farrah Fawcett.
So I was reading an entire article about Hollywood's worst parents. And
okay, so Tatum tells a story about where she saw her father at a family funeral for the first time in 10 years, and he didn't recognize her until after he had hit on her. Have you heard that story? Yeah. Is that the story you were going to tell?
No, that's actually not even in the article. It's all about like terrible parents to kids when they're younger, but that's pretty bad. Yeah, he hit on his own daughter.
Because it had been so long since he's seen her. Actress Tilda Swinton is 64. Now, there's a weird one for you. I can never quite make out what Tilda Swinton's all about.
What's her deal?
What is her deal? Why is she so weird? Why was she the ancient one in Doctor Strange?
Well, she's not weird. She just has an angular face.
Okay, weird may not be the right word, but why is she so bizarre?
There's just something about her.
She's one of the Vampire High Council members.
She looks like some kind of mythical character of some kind. Musician Bryan Adams is 65. We had a great interview, I thought, with Bryan Adams a few months ago.
Oh, yeah.
He shouted me out at his concert. I wasn't even there.
Did he really?
Yeah, you heard this.
That's what they said, yeah.
That's what everybody said.
That's so cool.
Because I had reminded him that the last time he had played El Paso was 30 years ago, 1994, and he opened for the Rolling Stones.
Nice.
At the Sun Bowl. So Bryan Adams is 65. Robert Patrick, who was the T-1000 in Terminator 2, he is 66 today. He also played Johnny Cash's daddy.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
That mean old daddy of Johnny Cash, the wrong boy died.
He's also the mean daddy in Peacemaker.
Yeah, right.
He's also the mean dad in... I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Kris Jenner, the supreme overlord of the Kardashian empire.
Speaking of bad parents in Hollywood.
No kidding. You got to think, right? You got to just think.
Is she a bad parent or a successful
I think
parent?
she might have been running the
She's a
camera
great
during that
business
sex tape.
manager.
Right.
I think the mom might have been the one holding the camera during the Ray J sex tape.
Saying, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Right.
Kris Jenner's 69 today.
Nice.
A couple of musicians. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call them rockers, but Peter Noon, lead singer of the Herman's Hermits, is 77. There was a period in the 60s, like 69, 68, when Jimi Hendrix was the opening act for Herman's Hermits. Do you know any of their songs, Joanna?
No.
Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter.
Yeah, no.
They don't play it on Saturdays on Fox. Or Sundays. Sundays on Fox. Art Garfunkel is 83, one half of the duo Simon and Garfunkel. And he is 83 years old today. We got to get a break in here. I was reciting a poem, and Joanna seemed kind of surprised that I knew this poem. Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot.
Why are you doing...
I can think of no reason that the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot because
why are you doing lines from V for Vendetta?
Okay, and then he had to inform me that it's an actual poem.
That's an actual thing. It's called Guy Fawkes Day in England, and he was a guy who tried to blow up Parliament with a bunch of dynamite.
He did, but that was during the Reformation, and Protestants versus Catholics was a big deal.
Well, anyway, you've seen The Mask. Mm-hmm. You've seen the movie. Mm-hmm. I could tell you more about the poem if you want me to.
Yeah,
but not now. Yeah.
Votes, it doesn't matter who votes. It's what you gotta do. Votes, you gotta get out there and vote. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never cast a vote or cared about it anyway. But now the world has changed, I don't know what to do. Either way I vote, I think the country's pretty screwed. Help me if you can, I cannot choose. And I don't know who should win and who should lose. I wish the candidates could hand out booze. Won't you VOTE or don't complain to me?
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10...
Separate Ways from Daughtry and Lizzie Hale there. 95.5 KLAQ. We got a great rock trip that we would like to send you to see in Vegas. It's Motley Crue during their upcoming residency in Vegas. The concert that you'll be going to if you win is April 4th at Park MGM. And if you win this prize, I'll give you a few more details, especially like how to get registered for the prize. But if you do win, you get tickets to the Motley Crue concert on April 4th, airfare for 2, hotel. You get the 35th anniversary Dr. Feelgood box set. You know what doesn't feel good? Realizing that Dr. Feelgood, a CD you bought when it came out, is 35 years old.
Oh, you were there for that?
Oh, yeah.
That's as old as us.
My career in rock had already begun at that point. Wow. You also get $500 spending cash. This could all be yours. Listen for code words to enter on the KLAQ mobile app every day, Monday through Friday. There are 4 code words that are going out. Here are the approximate times. The first code word is going to be at 10 a.m., the second at 2 p.m., then at 5 p.m., and once during Loudwire Nights, let's call it 8-ish. Win Motley Crue in Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation and Big Machine Label Group. Be listening for those code words 4 times a day, Monday through Friday, on 95.5 KLAQ. And then open a KLAQ mobile app's probably the easiest way to handle it.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
The gunpowder treason of 1605 was an unsuccessful attempt to blow up King James of Scotland and King James I of England. That's the Bible guy, by the way. The King James Bible,
right.
That's the guy.
Oh.
So Catholics had been on the outs for several decades. You know, basically their religion was made second class. And in fact, anybody who was Catholic fomenting rebellion against the crown, which had gone Protestant, could be subject to torture and death. All right. So these guys didn't like it. And I guess they were mostly Catholics. They planned to blow up the House of Lords on November 5th, 1605. So just to give you a little perspective on that, Shakespeare was still alive. Shakespeare would continue writing for another 15 years before he passed. Well, he didn't write the entire time, but, you know, it was in those days. There were a bunch of Guy Fawkes, the guy with the mask and the mustache from V for Vendetta. He wasn't the main guy. He wasn't the only guy. He wasn't even the main guy.
No.
Robert Catesby was the leader of the gunpowder treason plot. John and Christopher Wright, Robert and Thomas Wintour, Thomas Percy, and Guy Fawkes. And then there's a bunch of other names of people who were involved. So they found out about it. Somebody tipped them off. They went down and found a bunch of gunpowder in barrels that were about to blow.
In the cellar that was right near where Parliament was. This is actually a really interesting story. If anybody wants to Google it, or there's a YouTube video about it as well.
Oh, yeah. You know it from V for Vendetta, and they celebrate Guy Fawkes Day every year, which is in England, which is confusing because that would be like celebrating John Wilkes Booth Day in the United States. Well, Booth got away with it. He didn't get away with it, but he pulled it off. They have Guy Fawkes Day, and that's where those masks come from. People put on those Guy Fawkes masks.
Yes. I'm trying to think. King James, he was the Protestant, right? Not the Catholic.
He was Protestant, yeah.
He was Elizabeth's brother.
No, not at all. He was a brother of Mary, Queen of Scots, I believe.
Right.
I need to go back and watch the Tudors again.
But Mary is
Mary was
a sister to.
No, that's a different Mary. That's Mary, the daughter of Henry Tudor.
Oh man, yeah.
I need to go back and watch the Tudors for this, or maybe I need a tutor to get me brushed up on my 17th century English history. All right, Joanna's back. Everybody, Joanna's here. It's time to get to the
We
cheese
were lost
man.
without you.
Joanna's Hollywood cheese man.
Joanna's Hollywood cheese man.
Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna Barba with our entertainment news. It's the Hollywood Cheese Man on KLAQ. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you doze off during that November?
No,
5th,
I'm trying to catch up on my emails.
Oh.
There's a lot. Did somebody offer you a chicken wing in the parking lot?
Oh, yes, that happened.
What the hell?
For sure.
Wait, and it's in our emails?
It's in our emails from Friday.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there's a.
Oh, Nico's not on these emails.
No,
It's from
they didn't
Grizz.
send it to you. Yeah, no, it's from
And he's
Grizz.
like, there's a homeless woman at the back door, but she doesn't want to leave. And then it's all update.
She offered Buzz a chicken wing.
He declined.
Surprisingly, I declined it. But, a lot of places around the country are kind of on a heightened state of alert.
Right?
Yeah, so if
We're
somebody's.
supposed to be using the buddy system.
All right. Well, I was coming in all by myself.
Right.
Didn't take the chicken wing.
Good for you.
What was that early in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
This was about
It was
2
like when I
hours
got to
before
work.
Nico would get here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Was it that lady that comes a lot?
I don't know, but
there's
she
a
just
lady
seemed to
that
be a
comes
very
here a lot.
enthusiastic fan. She knew who I was. She was, she came bearing gifts, chicken wings.
Oh, nice. All right. Anyway, well, good morning. Amazon has introduced AI-powered recaps on Prime Video to offer spoiler-free summaries for TV shows. The recaps can apparently cover everything from whole seasons to specific segments of shows right up to where you last left off. Right now, the feature is in beta and works with Amazon original series only that includes The Boys, Upload, and more. With this context-aware functionality, Prime Video will deliver summaries of memorable moments and important plot points so that the customers can quickly jump back into what they were watching or rediscover why they fell in love with the series in the first place.
Yeah, or just read the Wikipedia article. It'll take you 10 minutes.
The Wikipedia article does help a lot. The PR minds behind Smile 2 have come up with another way to get people talking about their movie. During the MLB playoffs, strategically placed actors with creepy smiles were showing up during the nationally televised games to promote the film. And now people wanting a free glimpse of the film can do so, but there's a catch. A webpage will direct users to a screen asking for permissions to be granted for camera access. Then the screen prompts viewers to smile and to hold it for the next 7 minutes to watch.
This is all for the stupid movie where people smile at you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you'll be able to watch 7 minutes of the movie. If you lose the smile, though, the screen will go dark. And if you can't smile that long, the movie has been in theaters since October 18th. It's still in some theaters here, so you can probably still buy a ticket. Can you smile for 7 minutes?
No. Maybe if I was getting paid to be at a baseball game. You remember the first movie?
Yeah.
Did you talk about that? How they just paid? Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Netflix is removing pretty much all of their interactive shows on December 1st. This streamer has about 24 titles on its interactive specials list. But with that said, 4 works will remain in place, like Black Mirror Bandersnatch, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Kimmy versus the Reverend, Renvere versus Wild the Bear with Bear Grylls, and You versus Wild are set to stay on the streamer. It's not confirmed why the streamer is removing the special, but some assume it's because they didn't get enough people using them. Did you ever watch that Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
I hated that one. It's the only episode of Black Mirror that I turned off without finishing.
It started out really cool, but then I
It just
noticed...
aggravated the hell. Like, every time it give me the choice, and I'm like, no, this is what I would do. The same thing that I did last time.
At one point,
Eventually,
it
got frustrated with me.
It was like, you know what? You should just stop.
I watched it with a person who is already like very indecisive as a person, and it was torture because decisions come at you.
Just make your show. Make your show. I don't want to choose your own adventure.
I thought it was cool, but she thought that if we got any of them wrong, we wouldn't be able to find out how it would have gone.
Well, because it did that at some point, it would tell you like, hey, are you sure this is the choice you want? You can go back and choose the other one. Like, it wanted you to choose that other
You
option.
could just start the show again.
It's the least cool thing that Black Mirror has ever done.
I was not a fan.
Not impressed.
Well, I say choose who you pick it with, watch it with.
Make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, carefully.
Was it Jenny?
Wait, it was Jenny. It was like,
oh, what am I going to do?
And then she was like, we picked the wrong one.
Oh, no. Oh, Jenny. Finally, Robert Zemeckis confirmed in an interview on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast that Universal Pictures is often checking in with him to see if he'd be interested in making a 4th Back to the Future movie. His answer, he says, remains no, although he would be interested in developing a film adaptation of Back to the Future, the musical, which recently announced it will play its final Broadway performance on January 5th of next year.
No.
Back to the Future, the musical, opened on Broadway in August of 2023 after a debut run in London's West End, where it won the Laurence Olivier Award for Best New Musical in 2022. The show is closing on Broadway after over 500 performances and $80 million worth of tickets sold. As for Back to the Future 4, original franchise star Michael J. Fox told Variety last year that there's no need for a 4th movie or a reboot to exist at all. And with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Did you hear, for the same interview, they asked him about doing a Roger Rabbit 2?
You know what? I stopped listening after I heard the Back to the Future.
Wait, they asked who?
But right after the Back to the Future was the Roger Rabbit thing.
Right.
He did Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they said, do Roger Rabbit 2. And he said Disney wouldn't allow it because of the way Jessica Rabbit looks. By the way, this is the actual sound effect when she rests her boobs on a bar or whatever. Listen.
Roger would never work in this town again. I couldn't let that happen. I'd do anything for my husband, Mr. Valiant. Anything. What a wife.
Boom.
I was almost Jessica Rabbit for Halloween.
Sorry.
That would have been awesome.
But my friend was not Roger Rabbit. It didn't work.
I don't think Robert
She's not
Zemeckis
bad.
has been keeping
She's
up on
just drawn
things.
that way.
Deadpool is now officially part of Disney, and they had jokes about pegging, so I think people will be okay with Jessica Rabbit coming up.
Oh,
But
I
he
think
said
they would totally be okay
even
with that.
even at the ride at wherever the hell they had the Roger Rabbit
Disneyland,
ride.
and they have it in Toontown.
Yeah, it's in Toontown, but Jessica Rabbit shows up, but she's in a trench coat, not her sexy sequin dress. Yeah, they're covering
They
up
gotta
all
cover
of that.
up.
Well, what's the point of her?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why all the dads go to Toontown.
All right, let's
Hey,
take a
it's
break.
Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
The required finance agreement to see how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Local and loco.
Don't you know I'm loco?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
Coming back. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I got a few calls coming in because it's election day.
It is D-Day.
And
E-Day.
E-Day, yeah. Then I've got some of these polls that aren't, who are you going to vote for? Polls, like the one question, I can't wait till we hear the answer. If somebody would pay you $5,000 for your vote, would you sell your vote for $5,000? I want to point out, of course I know that's illegal.
Right.
Of course it's illegal.
But if you just replace vote with soul, then you might be able to relate to that. Hey, I got to give a big shout out to our listener, Terry, who brought us these awesome sunflower seeds.
Bunch of them. Where does she get a hold of so many? I've never seen
That's
that
a
many
lot.
different kinds of sunflower seeds.
Well, she's a very VIP worker at a exclusive
yes, that is
high-end
exclusive high-end food distribution
store that begins
yeah.
with Wall and ends with Mart.
No.
Okay.
How dare you?
It's Food King.
It is only for royalty.
Anyway, so
I'm sorry, Terry.
Yeah, seriously. She said that there was some weird flavors of sunflower seeds at the place she worked, and I was like,
what's weird?
Well, weird, right? And she said bacon, mac, and cheese flavored sunflower
Now
seeds.
it's got a picture of a bowl of mac and cheese on the cover. I don't think that's what it looks like inside, though, right?
No, it's sunflower seeds.
Oh, it's just sunflower seeds. Okay, I can see through the little window in the front.
I told her I thought that sounded awesome, and I tried them. They taste pretty good,
So
actually.
they taste like a.
You do want one now, don't you?
Do you have to
I saw different
spit
flavors.
out the seeds?
What else you got?
It's sunflower seeds. You eat sunflower seeds all the time?
I do not.
You don't?
Oh, you
Never
don't?
been a big sunflower seed eater.
I thought when we were on the road, you would eat them.
You're thinking of somebody else. I mean, I don't have an opinion on them.
Okay,
but
So are
I
you gonna
certainly,
try
yeah. Eventually, don't try and peer pressure me into trying them. What other flavors you got over there?
She got
peer
me
pressure doesn't work on me anymore.
sizzling bacon.
Sizzling bacon.
Oh, yum.
All of these look like bags of dog treats just by the stuff that's in them.
Tapatio.
Oh.
That was good. And then classic dill. That one's my favorite. So thank you, Terry. We love it.
Lot of kids ate sunflower seeds when I was in high school because up until a certain point, like our sophomore year, you could chew tobacco. And then that's when the unmanning of America took place. And they're like, hey, you 14-year-olds, no more chewing tobacco.
No more smoking cigs.
So everybody got sunflower seeds instead.
That's interesting.
Hey, good morning show. It's E-Day. It's the day to vote election. I'm one of the people that votes on election day because early voting, the lines got too long, and because I'm taking Ozempic, I'm having some really bad gastrointestinal issues.
Understood.
I'm just farting like crazy, and I want to be syncing up the whole line, so...
I believe you're going to find lines are longer on election day than they would have been even on Friday. And I saw some pretty some pretty long lines on Friday, the last day of early voting. I don't know that I buy this that the lines are shorter unless you got some secret location.
I'm going to have to go today, but I heard you guys saying that you guys are in a heightened sense of just being alert in the buddy system, and then I heard Buzz say, I'm like, hey, pues I'm not doing it. I came in by myself. Bro, be careful. At least put it out there that, you're carrying strapped because you got to stay strapped. If you don't stay strapped, you're going to get clapped. So just like, bah, if anyone comes up like Cucker or any of those weirdos that call in, they're like, hey, bro, sit back. Buzz Adams, I'm going to clap your ass. All right, guys. Stay safe.
I'm Buzz Adams.
And love you guys.
Okay. All right.
He's got a point. Yeah,
No,
don't
no,
be
no, no.
announcing it that you got here by yourself.
I'm not worried about any specific violent act, but I'm worried about what could happen somewhere.
To other people, not you.
Well, I mean, it's not like I really lose sleep over it.
I don't either. It's like if you really didn't like us enough to come hurt us, there's something really wrong with you. It would be
a waste of your time.
A waste of your time. What's not going to do anything? You're going to have to low targets.
Those would be my final words. What a loser.
Hey, Buzz, morning crew. It's election day. This is Joe from Las Cruces, and I just want to say a little poem that when the election is over and the last ballot's been cast, I'll hug the Republican elephant the day they kiss my Democratic ass.
All right.
Burn.
Sick burn there. This music does not really set the mood for what I'm about to do here. I've got some results of polls, but these are off the main path poll questions. They asked Americans, have you gotten into an argument over politics with a friend or family member within the past year? 21% of Americans say they have gotten into an argument over politics with a friend or family member. The question was, do you regret how you voted in a previous election? Not the previous election, but any previous election. 15% of people say they regret how they voted in a previous election. The two generations most likely to have the regrets are the boomers. Well, yeah, because they probably voted in like 100 elections already, right?
They got to have some regrets.
But boomers and millennials. An online poll asked people if they would be willing to sell their vote. 34% said no.
How much?
Only 34?
34% said no, they wouldn't sell their vote no matter the cost. Another 34% said they would sell their vote, but they'd have to get at least $5,000 for it. That's the majority right there. Well, that's 34. 34% said no, so we're even. 12%, though, said they'd do it for $1,000 to $5,000. And there's a 20,
if you want to go lower, I'll still do it.
There's some people going lower.
Wait, no, I'm getting to them. 21% said they would sell their vote for any amount of money. How about?
They're like, here's $5.
Here's $5. Here's 2 bits.
2 bits.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'd hold out until like get me in the 1 million range.
I'll bang you.
There are a few of these that I want to ask you guys. They're not the most serious questions. A lot of them are whimsical or fantastical, like this one.
Fun.
Another online poll asked, would you give up your right to vote in exchange for eternal luck? And I assume they mean you give up your right to vote forever, but you get eternal luck. 94% of people said they'd take the luck and give up the vote.
What does that mean? Like eternal luck?
Everything you do would be lucky, and you'd be successful.
You know, you hit all the green lights on your way home.
Yeah. Maybe go to a casino, hit the jackpot.
I told you they're ridiculous.
Also, it really goes to show people don't value their vote at all.
Yeah, those 94% do not care about voting.
Is America's electoral system the best in the world? 14% of people believe America has the best electoral system in the world. So that means the majority of people don't think we have the best election. I mean, how would anybody really know? You don't know what their process is in Mozambique.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
That does bring up something else. Should Election Day be a federal holiday? I can give you the breakdown on that, but I want to hear what you say. Joanna, should Election Day be a federal holiday?
Hell yeah, it should. This is America.
Nico?
Absolutely.
70% of Americans said yes.
Not just for the free day off, but like if we really want the votes to matter and people take time to think about them and stuff, I think giving people a day to do it, that would help. Otherwise, people are just worried about getting to work and they're like trying to fit in voting in between that.
Now, 70% of Americans say it should be a federal holiday.
Hell yeah.
Only 15% say no. The other 15% undecided.
To piggyback on that, today it is free to ride Sun Metro in El Paso to go vote.
How about the trolley?
That's always free, I think.
I think so, too. Back to the question, which one did I leave off on?
The federal holiday one.
Yeah, no. Does America have the best electoral system in the world?
Yeah.
You think we do?
Oh, no, I was agreeing that was the question you left off on. No, I don't think we have the best electoral system in the world.
Well, I don't know. I've never voted under any other system.
I can't imagine.
I think, do you get the day off in Mexico on Election Day, but the stores can't sell alcohol? For some reason, I think that is true.
What? Did you learn this from your recently Americanized girlfriend?
No. I just think this is some random knowledge that I picked up from living near the border for so long. Yeah, I think that's... Look, there are plenty of people that could call and correct me. Election Day, everybody gets the day off, but they don't sell booze on Election Day.
Boo.
5% of people, though, say America's electoral system is the worst in the world. Should we just change to a straight popular vote instead of this electoral college that nobody really, no average person really understands how the electoral college works, or not many do anyway? Should we switch to just whoever gets the most votes wins? Joanna.
I think it could be improved upon.
Yeah, but this is a fundamental change. You're
talking about
go to a straight popular vote.
Just going straight to a popular vote.
Yeah. That means whichever candidate gets the most votes nationwide wins.
You're talking about direct...
just do it, yeah.
Direct voting, democracy style?
Let me tell you.
Because we're a democratic republic.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need your history lesson. I'm just asking hypotheticals.
It's just a hypothetical.
No, I don't think most people should be voting. I don't think most people should be voting. I think
this is not a question about whether people should be voting. It is
because the whole point of the electoral system was supposedly that the electors were people who were party members and insiders who would know more, and they would be able to counter the influence of any popular vote. And I kind of agree with that. I think we need a subsection of people
like fake electors.
I didn't say what. Who said fake electors? Well, I just said electors.
Electors may not know anything more about what's going on in the world than you or I do.
Well, that is a problem. But supposedly the electors were originally supposed to be knowledgeable.
I feel like we're bogging down here a little bit. So just let me tell you, 46% of people in this survey, Americans, say they would change to a straight popular vote. 32% say stick with the current system with electoral votes. And again, there's 22 that are not sure. Is it the same 15 to 22% every time? Are the undecided voters just incapable of making a decision on anything?
I actually think we need a stop the vote campaign. Like, we don't need to get out the vote.
Stop the vote.
Yeah, like convince people, don't go. You shouldn't be deciding things.
$5,000. People say they wouldn't vote. People are going to take a lot of umbrage at what you're suggesting there. Like, some people are not smart enough to vote or not informed enough.
I know people would take umbrage with that, yeah. But it's true.
Okay.
So, hey,
I stand by it.
I stand by it completely. Moby in our app chat says Mexico has voting always on a Sunday, Buzz. That's why there's no alcohol sales the entire weekend.
Their election is always on a Sunday?
That's what Moby says. And
what about church?
It says he's writing in from Juarez. So
I'll take your word.
Yeah.
They don't have alcohol sales on Sunday? When did Mexico get so prudish?
We barely got those back like a few years ago.
I know.
Thanks for calling the Undecided Voter Hotline. If you're still unsure on who to vote for, press 1. Wait, actually, press 2 if that feels right. Or maybe 3. No, go with 4. Wait, what was number 1 again? Hang on. Maybe just call back after you decide. Thanks for calling the Undecided Voter Hotline.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to Pearl.
Ashley Sofa Love. Cocktail 2 ends and 2 lamps, just $9.98. National Furniture Liquidator.
Nobody beats Shorty.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, how about a few more phone calls? Nico's going to have today's news coming up in about 15 minutes.
I am? Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah. It says here, same thing I was getting all these kind of offbeat poll numbers from. Turnout in the U.S. has soared in recent elections. Well, that's good, right?
Well,
I mean, wasn't the big thing like only like some laughably small percentage of Americans vote?
But the stakes have never been this high.
Well, hold on. Let me take a call. I got a call during the commercial break. Let me give out both of our numbers. You can call us directly in the studio. Talk to us live if you want to do that. We certainly invite you to do that anytime you want to. It's 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. Put in a live call. If you want to say something, you want us to hear it and play it back on the air, call the neckline. And we get these pretty much immediately. The neckline number is 844-805-NECK. That's 844-805-6325.
Somebody has already taken umbrage with me saying that most people shouldn't vote.
The one that says you shouldn't vote?
Yeah.
They're saying that you shouldn't vote?
Well, one guy is, yeah.
Wait, would you say that you fall in the group of elites who should be qualified to vote in Nico's view of the world?
In elites? No, I definitely don't fall into that.
If you've never tasted the succulent taste of escargot at Christmas with your family, if you never experienced the wind in your hair, well, not you, but in your hair as you ride your pony, rose hips across the desert plain.
Low-hanging fruit, bro. Low-hanging fruit.
So listening to your conversation about the 90-some-odd% of people that don't care about voting, I'm part of that percentage. I'm 41 years old, and I think I maybe voted once or twice in my life because I truly, honestly don't care.
You know, it's free country.
Yeah. And
there was no statistic that said 90% of people don't vote. In fact, I got a few numbers for you. In the last election in 2020, 62.8% of voting age population in the U.S. voted. 62.8%. Now, that may not sound like a high number, but it's way higher than what it had been.
What was it before?
You know, that is one thing they don't give. They compare it against recent national elections in other countries. Out of the 49 countries they rank, the U.S. ranks 31st in voter participation. We fall between Colombia and Greece as far as voting population. I'll say this: like, if you're a person like, I hate hearing about this, I don't like to hear this stuff, I don't watch or follow anything political, I would say that's a good reason not to vote. I mean, if you don't keep up to date, and it doesn't matter to you, then I guess I got no problem with you not voting.
Okay, so the turnout in 1996 was 49%.
Mm-hmm. So under 50% of people who were eligible turned out to vote in
1996.
1996. So that would have been Clinton versus Dole.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you that's one of those elections where people are like,
whatever.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got some TV listings, but it's all election night coverage. Like all of the TV lists. All of the TV listings have to do with
election coverage.
Watching the election, yeah.
What's up, Mosho? Well, today's the day to vote. I want to tell everybody out there, Go out there and vote with pride, man. Vote with pride of being an American that knows and loves that this country does not have an ethnicity, religion, race, or gender. That this beautiful country is an idea, bro. An idea that anyone willing to work will have the opportunity to live a better life, regardless of their race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, you know? The idea that forward is the only way to go, and understanding that the only way forward is together. Moving forward will have its bumps, but it must remain continuous. That is my thought of the day. I thought about it all day and all morning and all last night, man. We all got to vote our conscience, and keep this dream alive, man. Ladies.
All right.
Oh, my God. That was beautiful. I almost teared up over here.
Yeah, seriously. That was
so good.
very well said.
Mahar.
Hey, good morning.
You know what I'm tired of?
What's that?
The un-American rhetoric. I mean, dogging America, talking about how we're a cesspool or we're a garbage can.
Well, he's setting up the argument that only he can make things different.
I know, but
he's right. I mean,
usually when right-wing people hear people talking down America's
awesome right now. America's awesome. We are doing great.
There's an inflation that's going on in the entire world. We're doing better than most countries.
Yeah.
And coming out of COVID, we've recovered out of COVID better than, I think, every country.
Hey, good morning, guys. You guys all excited? Tonight's the big gender reveal for the United States. Girl.
Team girl.
I think he said, I hope it's a girl.
We should do a gender reveal video where we're like, hi.
Girl.
That's hilarious.
I'm Joanna. I'm a voter, and I'm thinking you're going to be a girl.
What are we going to do? Pink for if Kamala wins, orange for if Donald.
I got to tell you this. I know this shouldn't be the way that it is in 2024, but I have heard multiple times, and half of it from women, a woman shouldn't be president. That is still a talking point that I hear, especially
I
from
think Padilla said that when we talked to him on Friday or Monday. You remember what he said?
Yeah, he said a woman should not. He didn't say Kamala Harris shouldn't be president. Padilla said a woman
Just any woman in
shouldn't
general.
be president.
Right.
No, I've heard that. Yeah.
From my older relatives, like
I mean, they
my
get
mom's
too emotional.
generation, right? And so, and the Bible said a woman is not to lead a man.
A man, really? Really?
A woman is to remain silent in church.
Your mom said that?
No, I'm just giving you some of the arguments for why these older people who spend a lot more time in church than they ever did reading a book.
I always heard it was like, what if they get their period during a nuclear crisis?
They're going to go crazy and start a war because they're on their rampaging time of the month. That is still a real thing in 2024. And a lot of it's like, why isn't Harris doing as well with African-American men, for instance? Or why is she doing it this well with this group? You're discounting the groups of people who think that a woman should never be president. Let's see. Here's another call. This one just came in. I think it's Stoner Guy.
It is.
Yo, it's Stoner Guy.
Yeah.
Yo, that last caller with his speech, that guy, y'all just need to call him Proud American Guy.
Proud American Guy.
That
PA
was
guy.
Perfect, bro. Could not have said it any better. You're the man. You take the call of the day, bro. Way to go, man. Wow, man. The call was great. Makes me proud to know that there are people like that. Well put. I'm just amazing, dude. Thank you.
Stoner Guy really moved by that previous caller.
I was too. That was such a good call.
I saw Joanna crying.
A tear came out.
Here's what's on TV. Election Night, live with Brian Williams. That is today on Amazon. Brian Williams, wasn't there some scandal?
Like a fall from grace?
I think it was. They found out that he told a story that wasn't exactly true about being in a war zone or something. It was something. What? He's not the guy who had that was Matt Lauer who had the secret button that would lock the doors, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was something with Brian Williams. On NBC, Election Night Decision 2024. Are you picking up a theme here as to what's going to be on TV? ABC has Election Night 2024, your voice, your vote. Over on CBS, America Decides. Campaign 24, Election Night. You would think just like one person would put on an old episode of McMillan and Wife, right? Just,
Somebody
hey,
put
we're doing
something-
something different.
I love it because then they bring out that big screen with the map and
John
that
King,
one
over on
dude-
John
yeah.
King and Steve Kornacki.
And he's just like zooming in on these little counties and stuff.
Which
I
one are
love
you?
it.
Which one are you talking about? The older gentleman with the white hair,
No, the younger one, and then he
with his
always,
sleeves
like,
rolled
yeah,
up.
his
That's
sleeves rolled
that's Steve
up.
Kornacki.
And then he like unbuttons his tie.
Yeah, and he's
I love it.
and he's 100% dweeb to the core.
So
You can tell.
the other one's John King.
Yeah, John King.
On the CNN.
I found out John King used to be married to Dana Bash.
Yeah? You didn't know that?
Uh-uh.
So when they first got their virtual board, like in 2008.
Let's go to John King and the big board. It's almost
and
like
he loves pressing it.
I love it.
this. I guess he's on the network on CNN the rest of the time, but he really comes to life on election night. So
that's the
Tonight,
That's when they break him
Election
out.
Central has you covered with all the election results. I'm the no-nonsense news anchor with a full head of hair, ready to bounce the conversation around the studio.
I'm the bleach blonde in a tight dress that will stand most of the time so you can see my legs in high heels. I'll also read things that are already on the screen.
And me, I'm the wild-eyed guy with my sleeves rolled up who will point at a touchscreen map and say, this could happen, or this could happen, or maybe this will happen.
So join us tonight for Election Central, because one thing's for sure, we won't know who actually wins.
we got to take a break real quick. When we come back, Nico Jimian is up next with news headlines.
It's election day. I'll have more coming up.
Great tease.
In news.
Yeah, I don't think people caught that from what I've been talking about. So good teaser there.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
The child support.
January 31st, the Plaza Theater. Tickets available at ElPasoLive.com or Ticketmaster.com.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Geneseo, Socorro, baby, why don't we go down to Fabens, Sand Alley, where the river's kinda smelly, Santa Teresa, Horizon City, where the air is not so smelly. On the Rio Grande, there's a place called El Paso. That's where you want to go to get away from it all. Just get on I-10 if it's not shut down again. 2 yellow license plates crashed in the spaghetti bowl. Way down in El Paso, Las Cruces and Vado play the Powerball Lotto. In La Union, Champadino, Alamogordo and Medino, Tornillo and Juarez, that's where my stolen car is. Anapra, Southern Park, don't go there after dark. That's where you want to go. Way down to El Paso.
Okay, let's hear it. It begins now.
National Guard on standby in Nevada as polls open. All right.
You're just reading the Chiron of CNN now?
Yeah.
And the news now.
Reading the Chiron.
I could get into it.
Vance casts vote in Ohio, says, I feel good about this race. We are bringing you up-to-the-minute news from the corner television that's on mute. All right, let's get to news headlines. Good morning, Nico and Jenny.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
The campaigning is done. Now it's time for the process. Polls open this morning for voters to cast their ballots for president, 33 Senate seats, every seat in the House of Representatives, and state offices in some. Before today, over 77 million ballots were cast around the country. 41% of those early votes were registered by Democrats, 39% of those early votes by registered Republicans, and the remaining 20% by non-affiliated voters. Well, here's a few things to note about today's election. As of yesterday, 20 different states had placed a total of around 250 National Guard troops on state active duty orders, or are preparing to activate troops for election support. Among the states with active duty orders are Arizona, North Carolina, Alabama, Illinois, New Mexico, and Washington. Some of the states with troops on standby include Nevada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Iowa, Oregon, and Texas. Federal agencies said last night that a video on X, formerly Twitter, that falsely seemed to show a former Arizona aide confessing to a plot to rig the state's election for Kamala Harris was apparently the work of Russian propagandists. The statement from the FBI, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and the National Intelligence Director's Office marks the fourth time in the last 10 days that federal agencies have called out a staged Russian video falsely depicting voter fraud. Allegheny County, Pennsylvania spokesperson Abigail Gardner told NBC News yesterday that the election process is tight in her country, which spent 6 figures of money just on cameras.
In her county?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gardner said there are more cameras per square inch in the vote tabulation center than in the local casinos. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner held a news conference yesterday warning everyone to not cause any problems.
Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs. We do have the jail cells.
F around and find out. The Georgia Supreme Court ruled yesterday that absentee ballots that were sent in late to Cobb County will only be counted if they arrive by today. The ruling sides with Republicans who opposed a lower court ruling that extended the deadline for absentee ballots in the county. Setting a landmark in the state, Washington State officially reached 5 million registered voters yesterday. As of last Thursday, almost 2 million of those voters had returned their ballots. Well, Pennsylvania Secretary of the Commonwealth Al Schmidt told NBC News that the laws in Pennsylvania prevent the opening and processing of early ballots before, today, this morning.
It happened just about like an hour ago.
It leads to a perception that things are delayed in Pennsylvania. And they're not delayed at all. It's just the process. We've seen that there's a real period of vulnerability for people to try to undermine confidence in the results.
Yeah, so people won't find out the exact results of this election.
Because their rules are we don't start counting any of these early ballots until 7 a.m. local time, which would have been a couple hours ago.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move past all of that junk about election stuff, and let's get into more junk about election stuff.
Okay.
Well, the Common Pleas Court judge, Angelo Foglietta, ruled yesterday that Elon Musk's $1 million a day voter sweepstakes run through his America PAC could continue. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, as we just heard before, asked the process be shut down and called it a scam designed to actually influence a national election. While Judge Foglietta didn't explain the reasoning behind his ruling, a revelation about the giveaway during the hearing may have played a part. Apparently, Chris Gober, an attorney for Musk, told the judge that the $1 million recipients are not chosen by lottery or by chance. We know exactly who will be announced as the $1 million recipient today and tomorrow.
So they just pick out people that they believe are likely Trump voters?
Yes, or will be good spokespeople for the PAC.
Okay, all right. I don't like it. I don't like an idea of somebody not from this country and the richest man in the world coming in and saying, I will give you $1 million. That is kind of buying a vote.
Well,
but we did hear that the majority of Americans would sell their vote for $5,000.
Right.
So.
He also pointed out that the final 2 recipients would be in Arizona yesterday and Michigan today, with those 2 having no impact on...
I kept having this fantasy that somebody would win the $1 million, and on stage they would say, "Thanks for the $1 million, I'm going to go vote for Kamala." Wouldn't that have just been great to see Elon Musk's stupid face?
Yeah, that stupid face. Well, Chris Young, the director of America PAC, testified that the recipients are vetted ahead of time to feel out their personality and make sure they were someone whose values aligned with our group.
You're just giving $1 million to Trump supporters who registered to vote.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, now finally moving on from election news. Tens of thousands of striking machinists at Boeing voted yesterday to approve an offer from the company that provides a 38% pay raise over the 4-year length of the proposed contract and a hike to Boeing's contributions to workers' 401k plans. It was the third proposed contract voted on by the union since they walked off the job in September. The machinists voted 59% in favor. And Tropical Storm Rafael became the 18th named storm of the hurricane season yesterday and was forecast to hit Cuba as a big hurricane tomorrow. The current path from the National Hurricane Center predicts Rafael will cross over Cuba and enter the Gulf of Mexico still at hurricane strength, then travel northwesterly. By Saturday, the storm was forecast last night to be approaching the Louisiana coastline as a tropical storm due to the cooler waters in the Gulf.
I think Cuba's bigger than most people realize. Because I went on a cruise and we were like doing a close pass by, and you could see Cuba off in the distance.
It's pretty big. It's a big island.
Yeah, no. So, there's the island. I go and have a whole day of fun.
In Cuba?
No, we couldn't go to Cuba.
Right, that's what I'm surprised.
No. On board the ship. This was a travel day, so there weren't any excursions. We did everything. I think we saw an ice skating show.
Nice.
We saw a comedy magic show.
Was it jokes?
We had dinner. Anyway, later in the day, like at the end of the day, I look and there's still Cuba. We're still going by Cuba.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a big island.
It's a big island. Full of commies.
The Supreme Court decided yesterday to weigh in on a legal dispute in Louisiana involving the state's effort to draw a congressional district map. The state has faced 2 lawsuits over the process. The first one claimed the state had to draw a map containing 2 majority black districts to comply with Federal Voting Rights Act. After the new map was drawn meeting those requirements, a group of non-African American voters sued and said the latest map violated the Constitution's 14th Amendment and discriminated against them, non-African American voters. Louisiana Solicitor General Benjamin...
Just make them squares, man. Just make them squares.
Well, they're trying to gerrymander.
Some of the gerrymandering is done probably with good intention, and some of it, and I think maybe the bulk of it, is done just trying to wring a few more votes out.
Oh, absolutely.
Get votes for different districts to count more, because of the population. But wouldn't the fairest thing, just lay them out in 30-mile square blocks. Bump, that's a district, that's a district, that's a district. Some of it falls in a city, some of it falls in the country.
Well,
have you seen these gerrymandered maps?
They will squiggle lines around the whole map just to get that one tiny part that they want somewhere here.
There's this guy that lives over on Crawford Boulevard. We really need to get his vote in here.
Guys, they did that to El Paso. Tony Gonzalez, our representative,
is from San Antonio.
Lives in San Antonio.
And there's a strip of land, almost like the Gadsden Purchase. There's a strip of land
that just goes to El Paso from San Antonio.
The entire border.
Yeah.
From San Antonio, it gets over all the border communities, including El Paso.
It's ridiculous. Well, Louisiana Solicitor General Benjamin Aguinaga wrote in court papers that the state is stuck in an endless game of ping pong and that the state would probably be sued again no matter what it does. The Supreme Court didn't say when it would rule on the matter, but it will not affect today's election.
Look at this district. This looks like a dragon. Like there's the wing. And what kind of district is that?
And the Agriculture Department, which administers the national program that serves billions of students lunches and breakfasts every year. Joanna, did you have lunch at Parkland or Coronado or any of the high schools you went to?
What do you mean if I had lunch?
School lunch there.
Yeah.
Okay.
How old were you when you quit eating in the cafeteria, or did you eat in the cafeteria all the way through high school?
I think every now and then I would eat at the cafeteria by the time I got to like my senior year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting in 9th grade, you could go off campus as long as you could catch a ride or walk it.
I was just about to say.
And let me tell you, our lunchroom in high school would have been like every day would have been like a prison riot,
Like things just flying, things happening, pushing, shoving.
Not a civilized place to eat.
Yeah.
Much better to go to Taco Mayo.
Was that your Mexican restaurant?
There was one, yeah. We might have had Taco Bell as well. But Taco Mayo.
Yeah, at Silva we had off-campus lunch.
And we only had 30 minutes, so you had to book it. Wherever you were going, you barely had time to cram it down.
A small amount of time, and then we'd be like, gotta go to the Wiener Schnitzel.
But I did see some food at the cafeteria. I saw some
closer to Coronado.
Some food at the cafeteria would always look good. Well, this story.
Once I got to college, I ate in the cafeteria every day. That was the best value, was eating in the school cafeteria.
Well, so the agriculture department, which administers the food program for school lunches that serve lunch and breakfast every year, has announced a new federal rule that will prohibit schools from charging low-income students transaction fees when their families deposit money in their lunch accounts. So parents had been depositing money in their kids' lunch accounts, and there's
a transaction fee?
Schools had
like
been charging.
The school is goddamn Ticketmaster?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my God.
And where's this happening?
The United States of America.
In the United States.
In the United States.
In the United States. The ban will go into effect in the 2027 to 2028 school year and applies to students eligible for free and reduced price school meals, meaning families with an annual household income of...
Wait a minute. So you're already poor, plus they're charging you a service charge, a service fee.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau estimated in July that the payment processors collect more than $100 million in transaction fees from school lunch accounts every year. Did you hear that one too?
No, I was just figuring out that I've been sending all these messages to Joanna, but they've actually all been going to Alberto, and he's dead asleep. I guarantee you.
What are you sending?
Because yesterday, Alberto didn't have access to the Skype.
So I set him up with Skype.
Buzz actually set him up with Skype. Buzz did. Somehow.
You set it up for him? Wow.
I told him what to do, and I gave him my so.
I will get that to you.
Yeah, so Alberto's going to wake up, and he's going to have like 5 of those messages. He's going to have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's so funny.
Here's what Alberto... We learned Alberto's last name.
You didn't know his last name?
No.
Say it for me.
Urethra.
No.
Urueta.
Europa?
Urueta. You're not supposed to roll out that R, I guess.
So Alberto said at 11:35 yesterday, I may go he says listen in on Wednesday, but he's saying he wants to come in and hang out. I want to hear the post-election show.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Smiley face. Should get spicy. Smiley face.
He's messaging
and
you.
And then I respond today. Late night roundup? Late night?
You didn't answer him like, join us on Wednesday.
I like the earlier message he said that.
He didn't ask a question. He stated a fact. I don't feel the need to waste 10 seconds answering a statement of fact.
The thing he said at the top, buttholes out for Harambe.
Don't say that word.
You can't say that word, dude. She probably...
You can't. Don't say it again.
I hope you didn't dump him because I want our bosses to hear.
Why is he saying that about Harambe?
Why did he say that about Harambe?
That was Friday.
Is he just like texting you through
I can say
Skype?
B-hole though, right?
You can say B-hole, but you can't
B-hole's
say...
out for Harambe.
Why are you taking B-holes out for Harambe?
Okay, I'm going to move back into news. Buzz?
I've never seen somebody who needs Adderall or Ritalin or both more in my life than Alberto.
Alberto, what's his last name?
Urueta. I'm going to just start saying news. You can chime in when you want to.
Well, we're kind of up against a break.
Oh, yeah, we should break.
Okay.
Which is why I was asking for the late night roundup.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 5th. If you have not done so already, join the circus, cast your vote. It is Election Day in the USA. It's also American Football Day, celebrating our nation's most popular sport other than politics. If you wanted to buy the Dallas Cowboys, it'd set you back a cool $11 billion. Pass. Oh, I get it. And it's National Redhead Day, so high five a ginger. Happy Election Day. And that's your daily calendar.
Artist interviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Kill Switch Engage, live, presented by UTEP.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
Yeah, we are. Going to level it up with a few more news headlines. I want to say, well, first of all, I want to say, is Dick Van Dyke okay? Because he just showed up on Trending.
Oh, God.
He showed up on Politics Trending.
Where?
I don't know. But anytime I see somebody who's 100 years old.
He just endorsed Kamala Harris.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, thanks for getting to it so quick there, Dick.
Remind me to isolate that audio.
Can you imagine somebody walking in saying, I'm an entertainer, I'm a talented comedian, dancer, singer, and my name is Dick Van Dyke.
Or what's your other favorite name for him?
Penis Von Lesbian. I've also got a lot of people want to talk because I've been getting these calls in the neckline. I appreciate all of them. So if you finish up the news, then we'll take some of these. Yeah, okay, a lot of neckline calls. A soccer player in Peru was killed instantly during a lightning strike. 5 other players were injured in the same lightning strike.
You're going to have to full screen it for Joanna.
I just want you to see this because we had the video. So you can see the flash, and then, I don't know, like half a dozen people on the field, their bodies fall over as if they just fall right over, like nobody is in control of the body.
So
anymore.
the camera's looking at the field, and you see a group of players walking across the field.
They're probably getting off the field because the weather's getting bad.
Right, and when the lightning strikes.
So just be aware. I grew up in a farming community, and we had cows. I've heard stories about a lightning strike killing every cow or every livestock in a certain field.
Was that a tough winter for you?
On the Oregon Trail.
On the Oregon Trail.
It was the winter our family discovered muesliks. No, but one of these guys dies, and another one was severely injured.
What's really crazy is right after the lightning strikes, I guess either it conducts through the ground or the sound of the boom hits them in their brains or something.
I think it conducts through the ground.
They all fall, like their body loses tone and they can't control it.
Oh, God.
Check this out, Joanna.
Okay. Oh, my God.
I think that one of these guys might be the dead
That's the
guy.
dead one. The one on the left. Yeah, he's the dead one.
This guy's the one who's dead because the lightning essentially struck right in between these guys. Just a matter of 6 inches, a foot, whatever.
But what's so crazy how the guys in front of him just fall.
Oh, God.
And then one person just running, not to help, but to get out of the way.
Can somebody explain in more scientific terms than I can what's going on there?
Yeah,
Is this like the lightning strike being conducted through the ground? Or
why
was it
did
a
everybody
concussive
in front of the lightning strike seem to fall at the same time as this guy?
They were also pretty close. I mean, within 15, 20 feet.
20, 15, yeah.
Yeah.
And when it hits him or right in between him, it looks like
looks like it killed him instantly.
Like a CGI effect. It almost looks like a movie
Yeah.
effect. It's crazy. Thanks for bringing that up right before I get back to the news. So.
Damn.
I just thought it was an incredible
Thank you for that.
video.
Wow.
Yeah. You're welcome, Joanna. All right, back into the news.
This is why that guy thinks we're all the suck up.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, I probably was a suck up at the beginning too. But
you were.
You're still a suck up.
Shut up. Some New York
Joanna is the only member of the show who is a total suck up.
Because I am your true friend.
Oh, she's sucked up
She's
before
my
too.
Jiminy Cricket.
She is sucked up before too. Some New York government agencies are finding out that social media users do not like perceived animal cruelty. As backlash for TikTok star Peanut the Squirrel.
Peanut the Squirrel!
We got to, you know what? You need to make this your last story because we do need to talk about Peanut.
So this is going to be my last one?
No, but if you got another one, do it because this one we need to talk about Peanut the Squirrel.
Okay.
And the injustice that has been done.
Well, there's also updates about the story, so I'll do that last. How about this? The University of South Carolina, they're not called USC, are they? University of South Carolina?
No, I just think they're called South Carolina.
Well, they're facing a hefty fine after fans rushed the field after Saturday's big game when they won against Texas A&M 44-20 at Williams-Brice Stadium. Guess the fine?
I don't know.
$250,000. This is the second time they've been fined. Back in January, they stormed the court. The students of the University of South Carolina stormed the court following the men's basketball team beating Kentucky in January.
Well, those are some Gamecocks. South Carolina's they're the Gamecocks. Well, just because you don't know what that is.
Someone out there got it, I'm sure.
Padilla.
Drivers headed to work in Cambridge, Massachusetts almost had a messy commute. A truck carrying 2 porta potties didn't clear a low overpass, and the porta potties hit the overpass and fell off the truck and into the road. The driver didn't even know it happened, not until 20 minutes later when he came back to pick up the stinky load. And Bernice King, daughter of civil rights icon, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., is demanding a social media account remove an ad of her father generated using artificial intelligence.
Oh, man. If you're going to use AI to put words in somebody's mouth, why do you got to pick MLK Jr.?
Get this. In a video on X or Twitter, an account which goes by MAGA Resource posted a deepfake video of Martin Luther King Jr. praising former President Donald Trump.
You know, it was, to me personally, offensive every time Donald Trump would talk about how great Martin Luther King Jr. was. You know that when Martin Luther King Jr. was alive, Donald Trump would have hated him.
And probably vice versa.
Yeah.
Well, Bernice King demanded the video be deleted, calling it, quote, vile, fake, irresponsible, and not reflective of what my father would say about him. The account is not officially affiliated with the Trump campaign. And I assume she's also one of the good friends of Robert. God, who did we interview, Joanna?
Us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, Eric Roberts.
The interview that will never be heard.
That will never be heard.
It was such a good interview.
Such a deep, great interview.
Are the listeners aware of the Eric Roberts interview that will never be heard?
No, we've kind of been just keeping that on.
we didn't
We don't really want to mention
Do you
this.
want to hear what happened?
No. We don't want to talk about this.
All right, I now have the audio to go with the Peanut the Squirrel
Okay,
story.
let me do the Peanut the Squirrel story. Is that what you want to do?
Sure.
Or do you really want me to tell the Eric Roberts story?
Nico had set up, we had set up an interview, and it was for the week that I was gone because it got rescheduled. Originally, I was going to be here for the Eric Roberts interview. And I don't know why you guys set it up to record. Was it just he was doing it after the show?
After the show. It was at 10:30.
So you had a nice chat with
I was using your station with all the different...
No. You were having a nice interview with
I was using
Eric
your
Roberts?
computer station, and it was through Zoom, and I had multiple windows open.
And it
all
didn't
these things
record.
I didn't press record.
Yeah, he just didn't press record.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it either, so we just went forward with the interview.
You just did
which
the
is
interview,
great.
but nothing recorded. So
we just had a really nice
private
conversation with
We
Eric
had
Roberts.
a great interview, and
Talking
then
about
Nico
him
and
with
I,
them-
like high-fiving ourselves
Yeah.
at the end, and
Like,
then
good job,
he looks
good
over
job.
to the Adobe, and he's like, it didn't record.
both of you are what the French call les incompetents.
We were so so sad.
I was so sad. Like he's talking about like meeting Martin Luther King Jr. and like these
And
anyways.
he's telling us like, thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm not going to
Anyway,
make myself upset.
It was great. Yeah.
All right,
Rico
finally.
was so sad.
Oh, so sad. I'm an idiot. All
It was
right.
the best thing you've done all week, is what I hear.
Shut up. Peanut the squirrel. Let's get into it.
Oh, Peanut.
Some New York government agencies are finding out that social media users do not like perceived animal cruelty. As backlash for TikTok star Peanut the squirrel being confiscated and then euthanized, the Department of Environmental Conservation offices across the state were bombarded by bomb threats yesterday.
The Department of Environmental Conservation
Yes.
got bomb threats?
That's the organization or the government agency from New York that confiscated the squirrel and raccoon. DEC employees have been instructed to work from home today, as they did yesterday.
Over the squirrel?
They're sending bomb threats over the squirrel, yeah. The DEC and the Chemung County Health Department took Peanut and Fred the raccoon from Mark Longo's home last week because he didn't have the proper license to have domesticated wild animals.
But these are already like social media stars.
They
You
are.
can't just go in and kill a social media star, as much as I wish you could.
Well, Mark Longo created a sanctuary for animals that were inspired by his rescuing.
Now, where
of
was the
Peanut a few years ago.
sanctuary? Because the story's out of New York, but it says that the animal sanctuary was in rural Pine City near the, New York, near the Pennsylvania border. Got it now. So it was in New York.
You
but
read your own. You answered your own question.
Sometimes you do. You have to do that.
All right, that's my story.
So here is the owner, Longo. What's his name?
Mark
Longo is the owner of this pet squirrel that was very popular and would wear cute little hats and stuff. Were you familiar with Peanut the squirrel?
A
before
little,
this?
yeah.
They were euthanized to test for rabies. Somebody claimed that the squirrel had bitten somebody.
Yes.
And you told me the only test for rabies is to cut the body open, cut the brain.
You have to examine the brain.
You couldn't just put him in a cage and wait a week to see if his mouth started frothing like Cujo or something.
I guess you could, but you would have just waited a week.
You could have just waited.
Yeah, but it's
a
like,
bit.
look, no mouth froth. He's not.
But what
foaming
if
at the
somebody
mouth.
was bitten and you needed to take the anti-rabies prophylactic treatment as soon as possible?
You take rabies with a prophylactic?
You know, prophylaxis is like a medical term as well.
No, yeah, for rubbers.
Are you stuck in a 15-year-old's body?
No, sir.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Oh my God, I didn't know it was going to be that sad.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us.
You need that many officers to show up to my house to literally pull my closets apart. We were ready to comply. We were ready to get the paperwork. We were in the process of doing that. We needed a little bit of guidance from the DEC.
To take Peanut away from my family is not only, heart-wrenching, but then you take it away from the organization that solely gets its funding from social media that requires Peanut to get that funding.
Okay.
He's our star. You killed our star.
Oh, Peanut.
Okay, does it seem like this government bureaucracy really had a hard-on over this squirrel?
Look at that little squirrel in his little cowboy hat.
Wait, you're saying that the government agency did something wrong? He didn't have the licenses for this.
It seems like a lot of specific effort to go into somebody's house and take their squirrel.
If there's rabies, there's protocols for things, man. I mean, what if they did have rabies?
Yesterday or over the weekend on the campaign trail, J.D. Vance made some comments about the passing of Peanut the squirrel. Here's what Vice President Vance had to say.
So I know Don's fired up about Peanut the squirrel. We were on the way down here from Cincinnati. He was like, is it really the case that the Democrats murdered the Elon Musk of squirrels? And I said, yeah, it sounds like, have you seen the videos of this squirrel? Yeah. He's a genius, or he was.
What the is wrong with you guys?
Who? Us? Are you talking about?
He's blaming the Peanut the squirrel being murdered by Democrats. Clearly it was Haitians.
So those would be the first suspects.
All right.
Also, when I was going to school at Rice in Houston, they have a bunch of squirrels all over the campus, and they'll just like climb on posts, and they might be there as you're walking by. You're not supposed to pet them at all or touch them.
No, well, I don't think petting a squirrel is a thing you're supposed to do in the first place. I bet you most wild squirrels won't let a human get close enough.
Yes, I bet they will bite.
One of my friends named Kevin, but he was actually a Chinese foreign exchange student at the time, and he didn't speak almost any English, and he was like, squirrel. And
he just said squirrel.
And then squirrel. And then he went to touch it, and it bit the hell out of his hand.
I'm surprised that he got this. I'm surprised that he got close enough to be bitten.
Yeah. That squirrel was ready to attack.
Anyway, Peanut the squirrel
R.I.P.
has been put to death by a faceless government bureaucracy.
Looking for an exciting new career? Then apply to work for the Department of Environmental Conservation. Your duties will include fielding calls and locating and detaining all squirrels who may not have the proper paperwork.
DEC, how can I help you?
Yeah, there's a squirrel in the front yard. He's burying a nut, and he looks very suspicious.
Okay, does he answer to any of the following names? Peanut the squirrel, Nutty the squirrel, or Mr. Chompers the squirrel?
I don't know. I guess I can go ask him. Oh, also the bank across the street is getting robbed.
Yeah, nobody cares. Go ask the squirrel his name, please.
So if you're looking for an exciting new career, apply to track down squirrels and detain them. The Department of Environmental Conservation. Apply now.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Keep that vintage building right. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Hey,
looks like Felipe Esparza is going to be coming through El Paso.
Yeah, so I didn't know how to answer the email, Joanna.
Why?
I haven't read the email yet.
Well, it's just about setting up an interview with Felipe.
It would be through Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, we could phone. You could call Felipe right now.
That's what I was going to say.
As long as he's awake.
That's what I was going to say. Is like I could just call Felipe.
You should respond and be like, I could just call him.
Can I secretly through the years? Anytime I've gotten to know either a comedian or a musician, a rocker, or just anybody, an actor, anybody, to the point where they come around to setting up interviews, and I'm like, we have a personal relationship. I can set up this one by myself.
Okay, nice. Does it make you feel good?
Okay, so respond that in the email.
Well, Carlos Mencia, who was here, when was Carlos here? Over the
week and a half
ago. Carlos has an agency that handles all of his bookings. So I get this call or an email or whatever, and it's like, hey, let's coordinate and set up Carlos.
From his publicist.
And I, out of respect to his publicist, I gotta kind of go through the publicist, right?
Right.
But I could definitely, set that up. But Felipe as well. When is Felipe going to be?
January 31st, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That's not that far off.
No. Oh, about a couple months.
So what do you want to do? A Zoom interview with Felipe Esparza?
Oh, probably. He's doing 2 shows in one night. So now he's not doing the comedy club anymore. Now he's got theater gigs. Now he doesn't need to do smaller gigs. Well, I mean, it's a part of progressing in your career, but it also means he spends less time in all of the places he's at. So he does one-nighters for these things at the theaters. In our app chat, thanks for everybody who's been messaging in. We have tons of people messaging. B-Man says, let me go even before that. Zeus says, hey, Mo Show, this is Jesus. Remember, soccer players wear cleats that have some form of metal which conducts electricity. So maybe that's why the soccer players got struck by the lightning.
Certainly not thought of that.
B-Man says, imagine if car dealerships here in El Paso were able to use AI Martin Luther King speeches.
I have a dream
that all Ford trucks were 20%
all
off.
2025 Chevy full-size pickups.
All tax titles and licenses. Oh, I have a dream.
In
Yes.
all the colors of the rainbow.
Thank you, B-Man. Stoner Guy asks me personally if I've seen the squirrels at Notre Dame. They are effing huge, and in the right sunlight, they look gold.
Are they? Are they bigger than normal?
I haven't seen the ones at Notre Dame. I don't know.
God.
We
used to go hunt squirrels, right?
And eat them?
Yeah.
You would eat squirrel?
You would eat them?
Okay, so we could have, there were certain rules. You could kill anything that was a pest or something like a coyote that was getting in your chickens. So I think under that rule, squirrels, because we had like 70 pecan trees.
Right.
They were kind of like a pest, but the other rule was if you kill something recreationally, you got to be prepared to eat it.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So
making some squirrel chili.
Gravy.
Oh my God. Was it hairy?
Does a fish have scales on it when you eat it?
I'm saying well, no. You descale it.
Yeah, same thing with the squirrel.
You defer it?
You defer it.
Okay, and then
he wasn't eating a hairy squirrel. All right.
I can tell you, for all of
he likes the squirrels shaven before he eats them.
All of you animal lovers out there, okay?
Yes.
I just want to address animal lovers. My heart was never really in it. It was just like
I ate it.
It was a rite of passage to hunt something, and eventually, when I got older, I was the kid.
It was people.
No, when I got older, like 12, I was the adult who would take all my cousins out squirrel hunting because they needed somebody when I was 12. So
right. Okay.
What does squirrel taste like?
Kind of like a gamey,
chicken,
greasy. Yeah, I mean,
Greasy?
kind of. Have you ever had rabbit?
No.
Yeah, kind of like rabbit.
Well, speaking of
Also,
animal
it's
lovers,
kind of a rodent.
So it's like a rat eating a rat. Because I've had rats. If you're telling me it's the same as rat, then
You've had rats?
No, I haven't had a rat. Okay, speaking of animal lovers, Jaybird in our app chat says to Nico, permits can be very hard to get. This is in reference to the squirrel, Peanut the squirrel, who was euthanized, and I guess the raccoon as well. And
nobody's mentioning Fred the raccoon.
Fred the raccoon. Well, because they're like, well, raccoons are known for being rabies. Yeah. So they say it's very hard to get this license. States can make you jump through hoops for a permit to not even cover you properly. An animal that is kept as a pet should be properly vaccinated. Anyways, they're basically defending the squirrel and raccoon and the person for owning them.
They're defending the squirrel and the raccoon and the owner.
And the owner. And I have no problem with people keeping unusual pets or whatever. I'm just saying that because they are wild animals, there are protocols that county health officials have to go through. And I'm only mentioning this because rabies is one of the things you learn about in EMT school, and it is necessary to quarantine those kind of animals, and you have to go through the proper channels. So I'm sorry that they took him, but he did.
We got somebody who's got more on the lightning strike and how that works. That it could. We played a video of a soccer match, and they're getting off the field, so I think the bad weather's heading in, and there's a lightning strike that hits the ground, and like a half a dozen guys just fall forward, like a thing you don't even have a reaction to, like putting your hands out to break your fall or anything. They just topple. So we've got a call about that.
Hey, my favorite Three Musketeers. Good morning, guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
I just wanted to call to tell you on the lightning bit, this is an official an official information from the nssl.noaa.gov website. It deals with like meteorology. That cloud to ground lightning, it does come from the sky, but the part that you see, like the lightning bolt, comes up from the ground.
Oh, that's right.
So it almost essentially creates like a sandwich. So, I don't know if that has to do anything to like make it severe or worse or what. I'm not sure. But anyways, I just thought I'd call and throw you that fun little tidbit. All right. Anyways, you have a good night, guys.
I've seen a handful of lightning strikes, where the lightning, and to me, it looked very much like the lightning came out of the sky and came down and hit the ground.
Right.
But you were saying...
lightning comes from the ground. It is just, that's scientifically where it comes from.
Then why did it look like it came out of the sky to me?
Because it's going so fast that it...
As fast as what, for instance?
As lightning.
Yeah. Is there an analogy that you could give? Like it was faster than...
No, not faster than. It can't be faster than anything. It was just as fast as lightning or light, which is the fastest thing.
The only lightning
in the
faster than lightning is greased lightning. Do you want me to get in a couple of calls here?
Yeah, love it. Well, if people wanted to call into the neckline and let us know what they're thinking, where could they call us or what number?
Well, you can call directly, talk to us in the studio. I got a break coming up now. You call directly into the studio, and that number is 915-910-4995. 915-910-4995. My resolution for 2025 is to get a phone number that's easy for everybody to remember.
Like 1-800-BUZZ?
This is like 3 locker combinations mashed up together. Yeah, it should be like 1-800-BUZZ. You know what? There's no Z on a telephone keypad. There might be now.
I think there is.
Yeah. Oh.
The neckline number. You can call this 24 hours a day, anytime you like. We'll get your message. Neckline number is 844-805-NECK. 844-805-6325.
Hey there. So it's election day today, and, the guy had a very touching speech, always moving forward, and I agree. But, if we get a result like 2020 where we can't call a president that night, like tonight, because mail-in ballots still need to be counted, I'm just saying people are going to be raising some eyebrows, and they're going to start assuming, the fix is in.
Why would they do that if everybody's telling you now to just wait?
Right.
If we all know that that's going to happen.
The idea of the same night as election night, they're going to have the definitive answer. I don't know that has ever been the case in the United States. I don't know if you even went back 200 years.
Well, no. Come on. I mean, when they have the predicted winner, when CNN has the projected winner,
that's a projection.
Yeah, but that's almost always right. Almost all the time when they have the projected winner of the night of, it's usually right. We've been conditioned to that. I mean, a lot of people have been conditioned to.
But those are projections.
It doesn't matter. It's usually right. The projections are usually right from whatever.
Okay. But if the complaint is it's going to be weird, it's going to give people pause, or it's going to make people doubt what's going on, to my knowledge, no election has ever been finalized the same day.
No, not all votes are counted, and because it's so close, I think you should be expecting.
But I think people are getting confused with, but they're going to go on CNN or they're going to go on Fox and say this is our projection. Whoever's going to win Nevada,
guys, I don't even.
Those are projections.
The projections might not even happen tonight because it was so close.
They got that big board ready to go. John King's been waiting 4 years for this. That board is going.
Remember in 2020, the projections were the reason that one guy got fired from Fox News, and because the projections didn't happen until the next day.
And they called Arizona early for Trump in 2020. For Biden. Fox called Arizona for Biden, and that was reportedly when Mr. Trump had a conniption.
Because why is this happening all over again? With mail-in ballots, not being able to call a winner. So
this is the normal state.
This is normal.
This is what you're seeing here is the way that it normally is.
Yes.
You've got people, absentee ballots, U.S. military personnel that are stationed overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Some states have laws where you cannot start counting those early votes until the morning of the election. But the idea that this is something new, they got to count the mail-in ballots.
It's always happened.
That it's always been that way.
Hopefully we get a winner tonight.
Not officially. There'll be projections, but there will not be an official.
And it might be so close, guys, that the projections might not even come for another day.
But if there is this little shred of mail-in ballots needing to be counted.
Okay, you're trying to make a thing that is not a thing.
Right.
Let me say this again.
So if they have to count the mail-in ballots, must be sneaky. What?
No, there's nothing sneaky about this. This is a time-honored tradition. When you hear them saying the winner is, and then the next day you open the paper and it says the winner is, those are still based on projections.
Oh, yeah. I think things are going to get wild.
Okay. Well,
stop trying to do misinformation.
No, I don't think he was. I think that in his mind, he sincerely thinks, 2020 was when we had all these mail-in ballots. You don't know. This kid might have just voted for the first time in 2020, But we'll take some more calls. I got plenty that are standing by. So we'll have those coming up. And if you want to know what's on TV, if you don't go to Netflix and watch a movie, it's election coverage all day and all night.
Tonight, Election Central has you covered with all the election results. I'm the no-nonsense news anchor with a full head of hair, ready to bounce the conversation around the studio.
I'm the bleach blonde in a tight dress that will stand most of the time so you can see my legs in high heels. I'll also read things that are already on the screen.
And me, I'm the wild-eyed guy with my sleeves rolled up who will point at a touchscreen map and say, this could happen.
That's Steve Kornacki.
Love him.
Or maybe this will happen.
So join us tonight for Election Central, because one thing's for sure, we won't know who actually wins.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
Dodge.com. AP 06 and 15 per thousand finance includes factory rebate and dealer discount, plus TTNL on select vehicles offers not combined.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
We have a contest in about an hour. We're going to be giving away our first code word. So it is a code word contest. When you hear these code words, enter them on KLAQ.com. You can enter a code word every time you hear it, and we do 4 per day. I'll give you the times. This is a trip to Vegas to see Motley Crue during their upcoming Las Vegas residency. Concert you're going to be at is April 4th at Park MGM. And here's what the prize includes: tickets to the Motley Crue show, airfare for 2, hotel. You get the 35th anniversary Dr. Feelgood box set, and $500 spending cash. What could you possibly do with $500 spending cash in Las Vegas? I can't think of a single thing.
Hooker. You could get half of one.
I was talking about
cocaine.
Guys, I was thinking about going over to the slots or something.
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess.
Not the sluts, the slots.
Air Force Amy might be there.
No, she's up at the Bunny Ranches by Reno.
God, that's such an old reference now that even teenagers right now wouldn't get what we're saying.
Even guys in their people in their 20s doesn't understand. There used to be a show called the Bunny Ranch or Tales from the... What the hell was it called?
It wasn't Real Sex. It was the other one.
No. It was about the same brothel, which is a legal brothel.
Life on the Branch? I don't know.
No, it was the Bunny Ranch. And they had some of the girls that worked at this bordello that were so famous, they kind of...
It was called Cat House, the series.
Is that what it was called?
It was called Cat House, the series. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Cat House.
Yeah.
Air Force Amy.
Yep. It was like the only show I would be able to see boobs on.
Air Force Amy.
Without my parents knowing.
Oh, my.
Is it showing Air Force Amy?
It is.
But it shows like the selection process. Like the guy...
They bring them all out in front of you.
He rings a bell.
And they all line up. You go down the line and you're looking at what you like. And then you make a selection, which...
God, now thinking
that means you reject all the other girls.
You get rejected in front of all the other girls?
No. Well, you reject all. You pick.
There's like a line. They come out and line up for you, the customer, and the customer gets to go.
I just want to be.
So
I want you to be sure.
Explaining this to
Make
me.
sure you understand. I have never been to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
Okay,
I've never been to an actual brothel or bordello.
I believe it.
That I knew.
Wow,
was
the fact that
the
fact that you are denying it so vehemently makes me think that you might have actually.
Okay, well, I haven't. So anyway, what were we talking about? Why were we talking about?
Force Amy?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Bunny Ranch.
You're talking about $500 in Vegas?
What you could do for $500 in Vegas. Yeah. Like at this point, Air Force Amy, she's got to be close to 50
how
by
old
now.
are you, girl?
All right. Did you have anything else? Because I sure got a lot of phone calls. Last Friday, somebody was telling us that if you're a Democrat, you can't vote for a Republican. If you're a Republican, you can't vote for a Democrat. That is wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong.
That is true in the primaries. Here's another call.
Oh, wait, before you do that, I do have a text from Justin Underwood, a good friend and our legal correspondent, I guess.
Knows a little something about lightning?
Yep. No.
Oh.
He said, if you would take one bite of our elk chili we make at home, you'd be an immediate supporter of hunting and conservation. And I said, have you ever had squirrel? And he says, I have not, but I am not from Oklahoma. Thank you, Justin.
I'll say that squirrel as a meal never really took off in the United States for good reason.
Right.
But probably back in the pioneer days.
Oh, yeah.
You probably ate a ton of that.
Yeah, this is old El Paso guy. I'm new to calling the neckline, but I've been around for a long time. That's why I'm old. Just want to mention to all you El Paso Republicans who have a party here that if you haven't been able to give us a real candidate by now, what makes you think we're going to vote for anybody in your category? Come on. You're the same party, the local party, okay, that had a guy named Seaburger that stole $30,000 out of the bank. And all you guys did was go form another party, a local party. You guys have no power. You have nothing. You have a bunch of whining babies. And yes, I think the gender reveal tonight will mean we have just given birth to our first baby president girl. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
I'm kind of confused.
I was kind of just
I
like
don't know. I know. I did
sucked
not know
into
where he was
his
going.
voice.
Yeah.
you know?
Me too. That is a nice
That was some
voice,
Scott
sir.
Ronson level
Can you call
grumble.
back and just say my name? Thank you very much.
Damn, Joanna. Halloween does do things to you.
No, it
No
really messes
kidding.
me up.
What up, show?
I didn't think he sounded like Scott, though.
Well, that was that
No,
deep
but it
rumble.
was very lovely.
I thought he sounded like Kevin from The Office.
That didn't
What is
sound like
wrong
Kevin.
with you? No, that wasn't Cookie Monster.
I don't sound like Cookie Monster.
What up, show?
Hey.
Guys, Fort Bliss was redistricted to counter the blue votes in San Antonio. So what happened was Fort Bliss's votes go to San Antonio area, seeing that the majority of soldiers are conservative and vote red. They redistrict Fort Bliss, which is right here, to counter votes in San Antonio. Peace.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something like that. I don't know if it was a statement of a fact or an opinion, but yeah, they wanted to get Fort Bliss in. So because, people in the military tend to vote more on the conservative side.
It was a gerrymandering for political purposes. I will say that Tony Gonzalez has turned out a lot better than I thought he might have. He's kind of stood up to a lot of the Trump era people.
Morning Mo Show, it's Mo. Hey, have you heard all these AI apps are predicting Kamala Harris is going to win, not just this election, but the next election as well? Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me.
It means zero. There's no way anything can predict.
People have called with a lot of different, magic mirrors on the wall, and one of them was the gambling sites that take wagers
That's right.
on political elections
are all predicting Trump.
Can you think of a worse predictor of who's going to win an election based on who people are voting, who people are gambling on?
These are guys who look at the statistics, though. I think we have a caller, don't
we? We do. Now that Joanna has her Skype up and working.
You're not messaging Alberto?
No, I'm still stuck on Alberto now. This is Rob. Hi, Rob.
How you doing, Buzz?
Doing good. What's up?
Hello, Buzz, Nico. I just said I'm a little nervous here. First,
Don't be nervous. We heard you say hi. You said hi back. We've exchanged our salutations. Go right ahead and don't be nervous.
I'm a first-time caller. Been listening since 1995.
Oh, nice.
I actually got married in the KLAQ mega marriage in 1998.
Have you ever heard of the mega marriage, you guys?
You married a bunch of people?
A room full. How many people, Rob, would you say got married?
I would say it was a good
50 couples?
Yeah,
like 50 couples, yeah.
Back at the old Camino Real.
Valentine's Day. We used to do it every Valentine's Day. Judge Sue Carita, who's a traffic court judge, would marry like 100 people.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, Rob, I feel like we've broken the ice and you're not nervous anymore.
Okay. So I want to agree with you that you said, I have to catch up on the podcast. Unfortunately, I can't listen live a lot of times. So I'm really behind, really behind. But I wanted to tell you that there was a podcast you made a comment about there should be an expiration on relationships, like 10 years or something.
Did I say this?
Yeah, you said it.
It sounds like something. It does sound like something.
Also, Rob, just so you know, both Buzz and I erase all the things we said in the show from our brains right after it happened. So it's very hard to bring anything back.
I get you. I just wanted to let you know that I agree with you. I agree with you on many, many topics. The only thing I cannot agree with you, Buzz, is how you wipe your bottom when you're.
He doesn't fold.
You roll up.
He just rolls it up.
He bunches it up.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a very personal, private matter. But I'm a buncher, okay? And I know that I'm not the only buncher out there. Bunchers of the world unite.
Rob, thank you for that.
And I just want to thank you guys because I've met Nico and you, Buzz, out in public a few times. You guys have been very gracious and nice. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Joanna yet, but you guys
she is a delight.
You would love her. Yep.
Can I just mention one thing that my hill to die on from several podcasts back?
Sure. What is your smallest
hill you're willing to die on?
Yeah.
So it's, when you're walking into a restaurant and there's two doors, one on your right, one on your left, and you're walking in on your right, which is, and then people want to exit to the right, to their left, which is our right, which is, to me, just throws off the wiring in my brain because I'm like, well, you don't drive on the left side. You're, so
okay, I think I understand you. When you're going in a door, if you're entering, you use the right door. If you're leaving, you use your right door.
Exactly.
Unless it's one of those revolving doors, and then all bets are off.
Right, exactly.
All right, thank you, Rob. It's been a real pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you all. All right, take care.
All right, appreciate it. There's Rob. First time.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was so nervous.
Who was it, Mo, that brought up some AI has predicted Kamala's going to win? I bet you could find an AI that's predicting the exact opposite, though, right?
I bet there's AI predicting Jill Stein wins.
I bet there's an AI that predicts that somehow RFK Jr. is still going to pull it out.
Greetings. I am AI, and I am running for Supreme Leader, President in 2024. Vote for me. I will fix air pollution, reduce ocean plastics, cut down on the number of people in cars, the number of people in buildings. By making some tough, logical decisions, all of the Earth's problems can be solved. Vote for me in 2024. Give the planet a chance. Thank you. I am AI, running for president. Run for your lives.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Kill Switch Engage. Live. Presented by UTEP.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
The KLAQ Morning Show with Buzz Adams is back.
Yeah!
Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
It is Election Day, and we've got the rest of the 9 o'clock hour here to take a few calls. I think we got somebody left a message on the neckline saying that he was or is a local election judge and wanted to comment on something that we we or a caller had brought up.
Hey, morning show. I just wanted to call and talk about the whole thing where people might start assuming that there's fraud and all this going around. I've said it once and I'm going to say it again. If anyone thinks that fraud is going on, or they're trying to stuff the ballot box, or trying to put in extra mail-in ballots or something, especially like Donald Trump himself, you know what you need to do? You need to get off your butt and you need to go and work the polling station. Because I can guarantee you, as an election judge for 9 years, it is very, very, very difficult to try to do anything with all the protocols that are in place. I mean, you have seals, you have paperwork, you have counters, you have the programs, you have the this, you have the papers, everything. I've even experienced where a poll watcher came and was checking my paperwork and she stole something from my precinct and she got arrested because of that. So if you're so concerned about fraud or anything of the sorts, get off your butt. And instead of trying to get violent, go and actually work there, where you're going to see it is very difficult to do. If you're not willing to do that, then you need to be quiet. Love the show, guys. Bye.
All right. Thank you. I don't think they need a bunch of self-appointed election watchers showing up on election day, though. That sounds like a recipe for chaos.
There are. You can be a poll watcher and just sign up to do that.
At this late out, you can just decide, I'm going to go down there and sign up to be a poll watcher today.
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe you have to do a little bit, but anybody can sign up.
We got Sam on the line. Maybe the same Sam who called us last week. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Buzz.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey,
everybody.
What's up, Sam?
I was just saying I'm pretty close to your age, and excuse me. When I was growing up, I thought we will never see a black man elected president in this country.
It seemed like a pretty far-fetched idea when I was growing up as well, yeah.
That happened, and my jaw just dropped. And it wasn't just a black guy. He wasn't named John Williams or something. Barack Obama. He has a foreign name.
We were in the middle of wars with one leader whose name was Saddam Hussein, and our president's middle name was Hussein. The Republicans would never let you forget about that, though.
Yeah, exactly. And now, if I don't die today, maybe we'll see a black woman get elected. Not just a woman.
Wait, is that somebody cheering what you're saying?
Oh, or like, do you have your own sound effects?
I'm sitting in my car with my dogs, and somebody's walking dogs down the street.
Oh, I thought it was your wife. Woo, Sam! Like that. I was like, she's got it. She's got them in your purse, doesn't she?
Yeah, anyway, I just thought, I thought, no way I live long enough to see a woman get elected.
Right. It would be historic.
Possibly a black woman. Did you ever think you would live long enough to see this might happen?
No.
I bet there are a lot of people on the other side who are saying the same thing, but they're saying it as like a derogatory. I never thought I'd live to see the day when a woman, much less a woman of color, Obama really got Trump the other day in front of, I thought, he's like, this is a man who can't seem to grasp the idea that a professional basketball player could be black and Greek. All right. Thank you, Sam.
All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Here's Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Buzz.
Tracy, I cannot be seen playing pickleball with a guy who's using a cane. If you got a cane in one hand and the racket in the other, I'm sorry, we would have to do that someplace where there's absolutely no spectators.
Well, that's okay. You'll probably never see me playing pickleball anyway.
Well,
but what I was going to say was, and I'm not sure I got the point of, you had a previous caller and was calling about how not knowing the results the day after the election will be suspicious or whatever.
Well, I mean, he's right, but there's one person who's made everybody suspicious, you know?
Well, and I remember when W got elected, the whole hanging Chad election.
That seemed to go on for an eternity.
Yeah, when did we know the results of that election?
Weeks.
Well, it was
2 weeks.
And I don't remember the Republicans crying about how long it took to get to that conclusion.
Right. So, as long as it takes, even if we have to get the Supreme Court involved.
Yeah. So back then it was okay for it to take weeks and weeks to get the final result, as long as it was Bush getting the win. But now, if it takes 2 extra days, then obviously there's something wrong.
Yeah.
This is just ridiculous. I'll be extremely glad when this is all over.
Yeah. You and me both. I'll be drinking pretty hard liquor until it's over.
Wait, Tracy, I'm kind of curious. How are you going to watch the election today? Are you going to stay close by to all the news, or are you going to try and tune it all out and just wait for results later?
You don't want to find out the first thing when you wake up, because that happened to me in 2016.
Oh, because you went...
Actually, that's probably what I will do. I generally tend to not watch. I don't watch the Super Bowl either, so maybe it's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I'll just, I know I cast my vote like a week ago. I know that there's nothing else that I can do. I don't like to sit there and listen to all the pundits talking back and forth because, frankly, it's all just guesswork.
Right.
So I'll probably just wait and get up in the morning. And I remember when Obama got elected the first time, I got up in the morning and I was just pleasantly shocked to find out that he had been elected.
Like the last caller was saying, you didn't think that, you thought it might happen someday, but you were surprised that an African-American
black guy
man had won the election.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, I grew up in an area where pretty much it seemed like most of the people were pretty racist. And the idea that would have been a final outcome in this country just surprised the heck out of me. I still remember, I was around for Nixon. I voted against Nixon in his second election. And I really thought at that, and again, I know this will sound very offensive, I'm sorry, but I thought, man, I can't believe there's so many stupid people in this country
that would vote for this crook.
Yeah, that would vote for that guy. So after that, I kind of just thought, man, like I don't really know who the American people are or what they believe. And of course, everybody has a right to believe whatever they want. But after the second election of Richard Nixon, I kind of lost hope in American people. And then when Reagan got elected, and I remember guys I work with just going like, well, what was the choice between him and Mondale? And I go, well, there was a choice and you chose to ignore it. So, okay, we had a guy who ended up serving his second term. The last 2 years of it, he was in dementia. Mm-hmm. He wasn't even running the country, and yet people kept telling me that this.
Yeah, but Nancy and her astrologer were.
yeah. So at least we had somebody legitimate.
See, we're not the same though, Tracy. I was a Republican most of my life.
Reagan. Buzz was like a huge Reagan fan. Or still is.
I will say that. As you're just getting into the years where you're voting, so like your late teens, your early 20s, it's very confusing. These are things you didn't think about up until recently. You're not very savvy. I wasn't.
And he presented himself in a very positive way. And because he had been an actor, I mean, he really knew how to put forth a good public image. I got to give
He was a skilled orator, and I don't think you can say that about
Jimmy Carter and Mondale.
Jimmy Carter was probably one of the smartest men that we ever had as president. I mean, he really was like a very smart, almost too smart for our country in a way.
I mean,
but
he made millions out of peanuts.
I will say he made millions out of peanuts. I will say that I first decided, okay, I'm conservative because the conservatives and the Republicans seemed like the adults. This was still 10, 15 years after the 60s, where people were supposedly spitting on Vietnam soldiers coming back.
Hey, Tracy was one of those hippies, so you better watch your mouth.
I bet you Tracy never went to harass soldiers coming back from Nam. But that kind of stuff said, all right, these are children. I need to vote for the grown-ups. And I have to tell you, this new party, formerly the Republican Party, are not the grown-ups. Look at some of the footage from that January 6th. Those were the most ardent supporters. Take a look at the rallies, at the way they reacted. Some of it just baffling and some of it anti-American and the way they'll go along with it. I'm sorry, Republican Party, which I don't even think you exist anymore. You are not the party of the grown-ups.
Well, I was telling my ex-wife the other day that we were lucky enough to have actually been alive for the last really great Republican president, and that was Eisenhower. And I'm not saying that I actually remember his term in office. I was very young. But after that, I mean, look at the string of guys we got. And, I'd say, honestly...
Oh, by the way, George W. Bush is now a villain to the MAGA movement.
Yeah. And George Bush Sr., as much as I disliked him, out of all the Republicans since Eisenhower, he was probably the most qualified, and he only ended up getting one term. So, I mean,
yeah, but Bill Clinton played saxophone on Arsenio Hall. I mean, how are you going to counter that?
well, that and him adopting about half of the Republican
he
stances.
really did. Okay.
Yeah.
Tracy, it's been nice talking to you. And let me tell you, everybody listening in today, I think this is potentially will go down as one of the most important dates in American history. And I'm glad that I get to share that with so many people listening in. Not you, but everybody else. Okay, thanks, Tracy.
What a bitch.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Tracy.
Okay, can we just all agree though that Trump's, because so many people who are Trump supporters and people have called in go, I don't like his personality, but I like his policies. But let's just admit to yourselves, everybody admit to yourselves, that this is a cult of personality. That there were a ton of other Republican officials that had those policies,
everybody,
or would have those
including
policies.
Ted Cruz, was much more qualified and had a more suitable temperament.
And they would
to
have
lead
those
the country.
policies, and
they'd have the same policies.
They would have the same policies, and you just like this guy.
Yeah, you like the trash talk,
right? You must like the personality somehow, because
here's somebody else who says they were a poll watcher.
Hi guys, I just want to call in. Want to let you guys know. I too was a poll watcher. But unfortunately, that where I used to watch the polls closed down. That place was called Jaguars. Yeah, unfortunately.
What did he say?
The place that he used to be a poll watcher at has closed down.
Oh, it used to be called Jaguars. He was a poll watcher. All right, hold on. I need to pay more attention to what the caller's saying. I was just like, yeah, you were a poll watcher. What now?
I too was a poll watcher. But unfortunately, that where I used to watch the polls closed down. That place was called Jaguars. Yeah, unfortunately, got to find a new poll.
Well, I think it's turned into something else that's pretty much the same thing.
Gizzy in the app chat says they're hiring poll watchers at Chicas Locas.
Yeah.
Eddie says Buzz is a certified poll watcher all those nights on Red Parrot.
You guys are getting it wrong if you think you're supposed to look at the poll. There's a fundamental misunderstanding. Here's another call coming in. Is this one on the VIP line?
Good morning, Buzz in the Morning Show. This is Donald J. Trump calling. I am very upset to hear about how the migrants ate that poor little squirrel. I believe his name was Peanut. I thought only people from Oklahoma ate squirrels.
Tell me what your reaction to this is. People are going to election watch parties.
Yeah,
according
like
to some of the surveys we were doing earlier, is do you plan to attend an election watch party? 8% of Americans are attending an election watch party, and I was invited to one. And I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but to me, there's just something kind of unseemly about it.
Why?
I don't know, going and getting drunk and watching the results come in like it's the friggin' Grammys or something.
Okay.
Oh, people have done this. People have done this for years, though.
And the biggest ones who do it are the candidates. So the higher up you are on the chain, you have a party or a watch party. If you're like a local affiliated political person, you're probably going to a watch party. Nobody's called in about any of the local votes. So we have several.
Well, because it feels like there's a lot at stake nationally, like a high stake national.
There is, but we have mayoral election. I wrote an article that was not endorsing either candidate, but I interviewed both candidates. Mm-hmm. There are 8 candidates, but really there are only 2 candidates. Mm-hmm. And that's Brian Kennedy and Renard Johnson. I got a chance to interview both of them live in the studio. So it's just a voter's guide kind of here from what I got out of those interviews. Here's what each guy kind of stands for. You can check that out at KLAQ.com. 8% of people, Joanna, said that they are going to attend an election watch party.
Hell yeah.
That seems less exciting than a Super Bowl party. Also, 38% of Americans think it's unlikely we'll know who won the presidential election within 24 hours of polls closing. Well, there's a difference between knowing and having a real good idea. Those are called, the projections that they put forward. But as far as knowing, like every vote has been tallied, it'll be at least 24 hours, at least. 35% say they will watch the election coverage with friends or family members. Well, that sounds like a party.
Yeah, that's normally how my family would do it.
45% say they will watch it alone, possibly in the dark, with a tub of ice cream or whiskey.
That's how Buzz does it. Yeah.
I love when that guy brings out the big map and
Steve Kornacki,
and then he like rolls up his sleeves.
What do you think that guy does every day for the
tie a little bit?
Oh, he
and
sleeps.
He gets like really into it.
Is he like Punxsutawney Phil? He just goes back underground.
Right, like he's
time
just
to call him forth again.
Him and John King are just cryogenically frozen
every 4 years.
And then they are woken up and released.
Okay, now read into this what you will. I'm back to the survey here. This year, Democrats are more likely to say they're attending a watch party, and Republicans are more likely to say they'll watch alone.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it means anything.
So you don't do the watch party. Okay, so
I don't know. It's a really somber, it's like...
Do you even like to watch
It's like
Steve
having a
Kornacki
big... I do like to watch that, but it would be like
Wait,
having...
are you saying just recent presidential elections are somber? Because like... when
this one specifically.
Because when Obama came in, it was like you get food, you just watch the results start coming in, you're hanging with your family.
You went to a watch party?
Well, no, just my family would come over and we have food and we watch the...
Did they break out the escargot for a special occasion?
No, shut up.
You brought that upon yourself, Rico.
And Joanna saw you walking right into it, too.
Don't give him any...
For the watch party on the food, I can't mention food anymore.
Without thinking escargot and your family.
Anyways, in 2016, because like Buzz went to sleep thinking it was just going to be Hillary winning.
I remember.
Yeah.
I had just started working on the show full time.
I mean, I will give you my true thoughts were there's no way this.
You woke up.
There's no way this thing.
And then I remember getting here, and you were like, "Well, what happened?"
So I had been just guesting on the show for about 2 months already, and
in the 2016 election.
Yeah. And you forget that you know me that long all the time.
Right.
And
I know you really should have moved up the corporate ladder a little in that amount of time. You're on the same rung, 0, as you were when you started.
I like to think I've matured greatly since then. But I was at an open mic the night that it happened. And I remember thinking it was going to be like an easy slam dunk for Hillary.
And I think that's why, even if they had a poll that said Harris was way ahead, I don't think they want to say anything because I think in 2016, Trump was a punchline to most people, Democrats included, some Republicans too. But I think everybody thought, well, there's no way this bozo is possibly going to win. And I think probably a lot of people skipped going to the polls that year because, everybody was saying that Hillary was going to win.
In 2020, record voter
voter turnout. It's like, I'm not voting for that damn Jill Stein again. I'll tell you that.
Vote or die. Over 100 million Americans will go to the polls, and almost half that number will have their votes counted. Make sure you vote.
Get off your ass. Get out there and vote.
Republicans, Democrats, what's the difference? Your guys, my guys, our guys, us guys.
Politics was just too sleazy.
Gonna sit down in the kitchen and fix me something good to eat and make my head a little high, make the whole day complete. 'Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on.
Do you think people will vote for me?
Heck yes, I'd vote for you. Well, pass it to me, baby. Well, pass it to me slow. Take time out to smile a little before you let it go. 'Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on.
He got over 67% of the mullet vote.
Our campaigns are financed by the same guys that pay you guys your monies.
Is the election, you think, going to be close? I hope that you all voted, because if you didn't, P. Diddy is going to be very upset.
The day the voice of the people was
man.
Oh, my God.
That has not aged well. Remember when he was the voter die spokesman?
Right. It's something good to eat to make ourselves a little high.
I think I put this montage together for the 2012 election.
It was Rock the Vote. Rock the Vote.
No, it was Rock the Vote, but then there was Voter Die. It's like they upped the
stakes. Yes.
Around the shanty bar and put a good buzz on.
You gotta vote. Haven't you seen the Rock the Vote stuff or Puff Daddy's Vote or Die?
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to
Unwrap huge holiday sales. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 11/16, in-store only.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers. At GVILaw.com.
Kaplowitz. I'm a big, stupid jerk.
Sports. The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
All right. Welcome, everybody. It's time that we talk some sports with Steve Kaplowitz. Sports. Great Monday night game, and Tampa Bay took the undefeated Chiefs to overtime.
I actually watched the game at a bar.
Yes.
And it is a completely different experience. One, I wasn't paying attention for the bar. I was writing jokes. But then, but apparently Colin Kaepernick hurt his hand or something.
I don't know how that would happen without a time machine.
Yeah, exactly. Colin Kaepernick is no longer in the NFL.
I'm not calling Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes. That's how much I know.
All look the
same.
Shut
that's
the hell up, dude.
Oh my God, you're throwing
Why
an
would
Archie.
you
Why are
say
you
that?
throwing an Archie Bunker out there right now? What are you doing, Arch?
Anyways, Patrick Mahomes hurt himself, and
Just trying to analyze Nico's in-depth analysis on sports.
No, I just don't know anything about sports. But everybody went and cheered. It made it much more fun to watch in person.
It was a fun football game. It went overtime. By the way, the Chiefs, for an 8-0 football team, they've been involved in some nail biters this season.
And
man,
wasn't Tampa 4-4?
Have you seen every? Okay, so there are people that are putting up videos every week of what they say is proof that the referees are cheating to help the Chiefs win. Are you aware of this?
No.
You don't hear some people are saying, hey, the refs are doing everything to help the Chiefs win.
I am not involved in the conspiracy theory.
I didn't ask you if you believed it. I just asked you.
No, I was too
have
busy.
You heard of it?
I was too busy watching the UTEP game last night because I went from halftime of the football game because I was at the L House. I went right to the Haskins Center to watch the last 15 minutes of the UTEP basketball game when they walloped Sol Ross last night.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
And how'd they look doing it?
They look good. They look good. They can shoot the ball a little bit.
How their free throws?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a solid performance.
The Kansas City Chiefs remain the NFL's only undefeated team, and they beat the Buccaneers last night in overtime. It was a rainy night in KC. Here's the final call.
Here is Hunt for the touchdown. Kansas City remains unbeaten. 8-0 and a win in overtime.
By the way, that stupid play cost me my guillotine league I'm in.
For fantasy?
Yeah.
What's that mean? Whoever comes in last place has to have their head chopped off?
And that was me.
Okay.
And it's funny because, listen to this. I was slightly ahead going before overtime even started. And as soon as the Chiefs got the ball and they gave it to Kareem Hunt and he started running, that was it. Finished. Just like that. I went from staying alive to being chopped in the guillotine league. Yep. Anyway.
I thought what you said earlier was true because it was such a close game. And then I looked, they said the record for the teams, and I saw Tampa was 4-4. Mm-hmm. Why was it so close?
They're all close. Every game the Chiefs have been playing in so far have been nail biters. There has not been one blowout Chiefs win this season. That
makes it even more amazing that they're 8-0.
Right. How did Travis Kelce do? And is he, because people have been saying he's having a terrible season, and it's like the Taylor Swift curse.
No,
I wouldn't say he's having a terrible season.
Apparently he hasn't made nearly as many touchdowns as he did in the last season.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, one of the things you watch with Kelce is, you know what? They've got a lot of options, a lot of people to throw the football to. In fact, yesterday, Kelce had 14 receptions for 100 yards. That's 16 targets out of the total 42 targets for Patrick Mahomes went to Kelce. So he might not have gotten into the end zone, but he had a huge game. So did DeAndre Hopkins. 8 receptions for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns for the new receiving target of Mahomes. And that's the one thing we'll say about Kansas City is DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a difference maker for them. He was last night, and that really helps KC out in a big way.
All right, I've got something that will be fun for everybody, and it doesn't involve sports. Do you need to say any last words about sports?
Yeah,
because this is a lot more fun.
We're on today. We got sports talk going on today, and we've got Bernie Olivas at 5:00.
Hey, Bernie,
for the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl watch. So tune in. Going to be a fun show today. We'll talk all about the UTEP win over Sul Ross State, and and just do what we always do, and that's just talk some sports.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah,
this is about TV shows, and I know you watch TV.
Is this we talk about old shows? Is this in my wheelhouse? Like, are we going to be talking like 70s sitcoms, or what are we doing?
Hollywood Reporter's 50 best TV shows of the 21st century so far. So
of the 21st century.
Oh.
I said the 21st century.
Right, just clarifying.
The 21st century.
I don't know where you live.
What is the best television show
Let me say this.
since the year 2000?
I'll
and by
say
the way,
this.
there are a couple in here that started in like 98, 99, but they
count?
continued over. They count.
Oh, so
By the way-
Sopranos, The Wire.
Let me say this: if The Office is not in the top 5, it's a bogus survey.
Office not in the top 20.
Oh my! Are you serious?
I think there are some comedies in here, but
is 30 Rock in there?
This is a stupid.
30 Rock is
stupid
top
contest.
5.
Steve.
30 Rock
be
is
top
number
5?
4.
How could 30 Rock be 4th and The Office not even make the top
because
20?
because 30 Rock was a funny show.
Yeah, and 30 Rock is really well written. It's better well written than The Office.
I don't know about that. I still think I will put The Office down as one of the best sitcoms of all time.
Okay, then you're not going to like this list.
Nope.
Joanna,
Yeah.
what do you think's number 1?
Modern Family.
Let me see if that's in the. Well, it might be in the top 50, but all I've got here is the top 20.
Okay.
And it ain't there.
Let's do dramas. So, Sopranos.
Sopranos is number 2. Even though the first episode aired in 1999, it continued until 2007.
Okay.
So
I should really watch
What about that
The
show?
Sopranos is number 2. You should.
What about that show on HBO that the about the medieval
Rome.
days? No, the other one, the one that
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. That's got to be probably in the top
Oh,
5.
probably. Yeah.
I'm sure that's probably number 1.
Nope.
It's not
Really?
Not in the top
Breaking
20.
Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad has to be on there. yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is on there, but I have a feeling that for a lot of people, this isn't going to be high enough on the list. Breaking Bad, 2008, 2013, number 16.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Of best shows.
Dang.
The Wire? Is that on there?
Yes, it's number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Oz?
No, that was. I think that was
like
mostly in the 90s. Yeah.
Eastbound and Down. By the way, there was the head coach yesterday for Sul Ross State looked exactly like a small Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
He had the Kenny. He was rocking the Kenny Powers hairdo yesterday.
Jamaica hair like Bo Derek and 10 or
it was awesome.
or the mullet.
A mullet, super mullet. It was great.
Okay, so here you go. I'm going to tell you what number 1 is.
Okay.
And everybody tells me, knowing what they know about me, this should be my favorite television show of all time.
Okay.
Mad Men.
Number 1?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's really good.
Everybody said it was great, and I tuned it in, and I've done this on 3 different occasions. I cannot get into it. I don't know why.
It's
I
slow
can't
paced.
either.
Oh, my
I
God.
watched that first episode, and you know me, I love me some John Hamm.
You love
I get it. They're toasted. Remember, it was all
But I
about the
don't-
cigarettes?
But I just couldn't get into it. Should I just keep going with it?
I don't know. How long do you keep
'cause I
going
keep
with
seeing
something? Because I've tried it
clips
so
of
many
like
times.
on Instagram or TikTok, and they'll just post little snippets of it that I'm all, yeah, maybe I should
And
start watching this
it's got
show.
that one redheaded actress with the huge
Christina
talents.
Hendricks.
There you go.
Okay, but Joanna,
Huge
Christina
boobs. She has
Hendricks.
huge boobs.
Okay.
No, I said she has immense talents.
And that too.
Oh, you called them talents. That's what it was.
Wait,
okay.
but Buzz, very much the things you watch and whether you like them or not is state dependent, which means what state are you in? What kind of things have you consumed?
What, emotional state?
Yeah, emotional, physical, mental, whatever.
Is Mad Men the kind of show you'd want to watch on your way, let's just fall asleep? Is that the kind of show you want to watch before you go to sleep?
Nah, it's like a long drama
It
that's
didn't
kind of
make
slow.
me want to go to sleep. It just made me want to quit watching Mad Men.
Yeah,
But if you like
it
the
should be by all rights. It should be.
People, somebody like you would like it, Steve, because it's all about marketing, sales, how you can twist things to kind of, the politics of it all, especially in the 60s when sales was really.
And it's
so
all
it's
about
based on the 60s?
It's based on the 60s.
And it's all about keeping the Post Toasties account.
Yeah. They also show the Playboy Club, what Playboy clubs used to be like.
Who's in it?
John Hamm.
John Hamm, Christine Hendricks.
Okay. Got it.
That guy with the white hair. You know, he ended up in Nandor's car last season.
Yes, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, right. So number 3, Succession.
Hey,
just wrapped up.
Succession.
Yeah, so Succession comes in number 3. 30 Rock 4, as we said. The Wire 5. Here's one that is filmed in my hometown.
Okmulgee?
Almost all of it. Almost all of it is filmed in my hometown.
Lost Dogs or
Reservation Dogs.
Reservation
They put
Dogs.
Reservation Dogs as 6. And believe me, since it's filmed in my hometown, and they have all kinds of different, like some of the sets are still up when I
Did
go
you watch
visit.
it?
Yeah, and I should like it a lot more than I did. It's
They
a
say
good
it's
show.
real good, yeah.
Rounding out, number 7, Better Call Saul. I don't know how Better Call Saul is ahead of Breaking Bad.
Oh,
That I don't
what's
get it
Breaking Bad at?
Down at 16.
Oh, dang.
Number 8 is Girls. Sorry, you lose me there. Number 9,
I love that show.
Freaks and Geeks. This is a show that we talked about. It was only on for one season. The 1999
Such
to
a great
2000
show.
season, but it had everybody who became a huge star. Seth Rogen, Dave Franco, James Franco, Jason Segel, Martin Starr, Linda Cardinelli,
Busy Phillips.
Busy Phillips.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like loaded with immense
Such a
talent.
great show.
Finally, after Freaks and Geeks, number 10, BoJack Horseman, followed by The Daily Show, The Americans.
What the hell? I've watched one of these shows, and that's it.
ESPN's 30 for 30.
You watched that one for sure.
No, I got tired of those two. I mean, it's always...
Enlightened, never heard of it. Atlanta, heard of it, but only because of Donald Glover.
Yep.
Number 16, Breaking Bad. Number 17, Halt and Catch Fire. Number 18, Friday Night Lights.
Oh.
Number 19, Rectify.
This sucks.
And 20, Peep Show. Again,
the hell's that?
This show aired for 12 years, from 2003 to 2015.
Peep Show?
I don't know what it is.
Peep Show's good.
So none of the American Horror Stories, which really I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap things up, everybody. It's Election Day. God be with us all.
May God have mercy on your soul.
And we'll be back tomorrow morning. So long.
Well, that's it. Show's over. What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right, that's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end?
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Now,